Information on the program was intended to solely further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience. News Radio KDKA does not guarantee the accuracy of any of the information heard on the preceding program.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 33 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 7 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. Pittsburgh police are investigating two shootings that occurred on the south side overnight. One was deadly. That deadly shooting took place around 2:30 this morning at South 15th and Bingham Streets, or rather, the deadly shooting took place at South 18th Street and East Carson Street around 2:30 this morning. That's where that man was found shot multiple times. He was transported to the hospital where he later died. No word on any suspect descriptions. No word on what led up to the shooting or the identity of the man who was killed. Now, a few hours earlier, Pittsburgh police were investigating a shooting. That one was on South 15th and Bingham Streets just after midnight. Police say it was unrelated to the shooting on South 18th Street. This shooting just after midnight was road rage related, according to police. One person was detained. No word on the condition of the person who was shot. Overnight in Penn Hills, crews responded to a fire at a duplex. Happened just before 1 o'clock this morning on Paul Avenue. No one was injured. Allegheny County Fire Marshal is investigating the cause of the fire. One firefighter was injured in a fire in Beaver County on Saturday. That fire happened around 4 o'clock in the 1500 block of 2nd Street in New Brighton. The roof collapsed due to the fire. That firefighter suffered unknown injuries, was taken to the hospital. No word on the firefighter's condition this morning. KDK Radio News Time is 7:03. We have the AccuWeather forecast next.
Aetna was there for me as I was going through a rough medical patch this year. I had peace of mind, which helped with my healing.
Those words from a real Aetna Medicare Advantage member speak to why U.S. News & World Report named us a best Medicare Advantage company. Because we show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when requested. We show up with the latest in online tools for easier access to healthcare. We show up for you. Because that's how healthier happens together. Member feedback has been edited for length and clarity.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. OMF is kind of a unicorn in the mattress business. We build every mattress ourselves, right here in town, with quality materials that last. Then, we sell them directly to you, no middleman marking up the price. The result? Better quality mattresses for less money. That combination shouldn't exist, but it does. And you can see it for yourself by stopping by any of our locations around town. Or check us out at originalmattress.com.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.
Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring.
Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now.
JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday, scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet.
Just a couple things, huh?
Maybe more than a couple.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings a cloudy but warmer second half of the weekend with a high of 60, and those clouds stick around for tonight too, preventing temperatures from dropping all that much. Look for a low of 51, then cloudy and warmer tomorrow with a shower or two, the high 65. The warmth peaks on Tuesday with a mix of clouds and sun with a high of 78. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It's time to get greened. Doug Oster is here. All natural, no pesticides, no artificial ingredients. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, before you hear all about Worm-O-Rama that's happening at Piper True Value Mars, one thing I've actually suggested he needs to be a part of, and he loved it. So we're going to talk about Ed Piper and what he's doing in Mars next week. But I want to welcome you to the Organic Gardener. Metropolitan Window video screen. Click on KDKRadio.com, KDKA Watch. He is Doug Oster, the Odyssey app, AUDACY, or our YouTube page where you can subscribe and see everything happening in our studio. 10th caller right now wins a gift certificate to Sorgels out there in beautiful Wexford, 412-922-1020. And Luke Warner, in just about a half hour, Davy Tree Talking Trees, and he'll be in that Metropolitan Window video screen as well. So let's talk about worms and why you are fascinated and why you're going to be there next week.
Well, last week, Rob, we talked about goat manure, which you thought was like the low point of your career. Whoever thought that you'd be texting me about Worm-O-Rama?
Well, but here I'm thinking soil and stuff, and that's what he talked about. But he also said if you like to fish, you're going to want to be there.
So next week, I talked to Ed Pfeiffer here the other day in Mars, Pfeiffer Hardware in Mars. Saturday is holding Worm-O-Rama. He has all these bulk red wiggler worms. Now, those red wigglers are actually best for indoor composting.
So that's true. I thought he was just kind of making that up.
No, that's like
Ed Pfeiffer gave me the truth.
Oh, I'm sorry, Pfeiffer.
That's okay, yeah.
I say Pfeiffer, you say Pfeiffer.
It's Pfeiffer, but
Pfeiffer,
that's okay.
Thank you.
You
Sorry.
Go ahead.
I talked to Ed, and
I do that too.
The red wiggler is actually most known for indoor composting, but you can use it for all sorts of different things. He's going to have them in bulk if you're looking for worms. And he's going to team it up with this thing that we've been talking a lot about that I love, the Coast of Maine organic products. And so next Saturday, that's what he's doing. And also, he's going to have lots of fresh eggs there, including duck eggs and goose eggs.
Yeah, man, he has all sorts of unique stuff.
When I heard goose egg, I thought about your basketball career.
What career?
All right. You were talking about Sorgels earlier, and that's where I'm going to be today. I'm doing one of my garden pop-ups there, which I love doing. 1 o'clock today at Sorgels. I am giving away all sorts of free, rare heirloom tomato and pepper seeds, and also doing an indoor and outdoor seed starting demonstration. Just come see me. We are going to have so much fun. It's just a garden get-together. There's no pressure. And then you get some of these cool seeds. And so some of the things, and these all come from an Etsy shop that I've become friends with the guy who runs it, Mark, which is actually shut down till the fall, ironically. But it's called Old South Seeds. And he sent me the coolest seeds. Mongolian dwarf tomato, Merced tomato, this pepper called Serret Gat, which is it's a bright yellow, canary yellow cayenne type pepper from Kosovo. The pepper that I'm most interested in is the Sugar Rush Stripey. It's like a red with yellow stripes. It's a hot pepper and not super hot. And Gabby Hot Wax, which is a hot wax pepper that's like twice as big as your normal hot wax pepper, not hot wax paper. And then I also have my 3945 tomatoes, the ones from World War II, and then also Limbaugh Legacy Potato Top. Come out and see me today, 1 o'clock at Sorgels. We're going to have so much fun, and I would love to see you. In the next couple of weeks, check out Joe Ham's Daffodil Garden. I got in touch with them, and they're saying that everything's starting to bloom, but it'll be in its peak in the next week or so. You can check out how to get there, where it is. It's absolutely free. I always say it is a magical place, and it's the greatest collection of blooming daffodils you'll ever see. You will leave with a beautiful bouquet of daffodils, and I'm telling you, in my garden, that's what I've been doing. Yesterday, I went out and picked lots and lots of daffodils, all sorts of different ones. And I'm also, as we've always been talking about these last couple of weeks, is I've been looking to see where I need to plant them for next spring, which is something I love doing. I'm working my way down the driveway, but I've seen some other spots that are just on the edge of the forest, which is a great place for them where they'll get enough sun when they're done to continue that bulb growth. And then the next spring, they're going to be just going nuts. And I'm just every day, I am enjoying my time with those daffodils and taking a walk every day to look at them and pick them and drop them off at different places that I enjoy going to. And yesterday was a day in the greenhouse which has still not been cleaned. I had to start a bunch of seeds yesterday, and I moved everything from one side of the greenhouse to the other. And then I had to do a greenhouse fix-up. The gentleman who works on my greenhouse, I'm sure he is incredibly busy with all that wind we had, and he's working at, professional greenhouses, fixing them up. And so I had a couple panes come out and break, and so I can't get it to the outside. It's too dangerous for me. I can't. I just picture myself falling through that greenhouse, and it's an old single pane greenhouse from the 60s or 70s from a company called Everlight. And so from the inside, I'm just duct taping plastic up on there to close it off so it's warm enough. But man, I started my entire the first set of tomatoes inside, and I posted this on Facebook. Probably 20 different varieties, and the most important one I'm growing this year, oh man, it's a Gary Ibsen's Gold. And Gary Ibsen, I've talked about him a lot. He helped found this company called Tomato Fest that I love. For 20 years, we were email friends, and we had a lot of things in common. And he passed away last year, so I took a bunch of his tomatoes and one with his name on it, and that's my most important tomato. I put lots of seeds of Gary Ibsen's Gold in, but lots of other different varieties. But also another set of peppers I started, and then all these other cool weather crops I started indoors: lettuce, tatsoi, a pink mizuna. I love mizuna. If you've never tried to grow that, it's easy to grow, and it's really tasty. It's kind of a spicy mustard green. I put in lots of purple kohlrabi. My son loves kohlrabi. Arugula, dandelions. Yes, I am growing dandelions from seed, and it's not the same dandelion that grows out in our yard. It just grows foliage. It's an Italian thing that I love. I always say dandelions, they're one of the most nutritious plants on the planet. I love the taste of dandelion leaves. And then I put in some bunching onions. It's just good to have all that stuff started. That's all started in the unheated greenhouse. The tomatoes and the peppers have a heat mat underneath there. That's a special heat mat that you buy just for that purpose. It's not like a heating mat that you would put on your back or something like that. You'll end up blowing out your electric when you water your plants. It's all sealed. It's specifically made for plants, and what'll happen is it'll warm up the bottom of that soil, and then they'll sprout, and we get it off right away. Now, there's something I want to talk about that I've been thinking a lot about, and I didn't know if I should even say anything, but I decided I'm going to talk about it. I'm just sad to see all these trees cut down for the draft. It looks like it's nearly 100 trees, and many of them are 20 years old, and again, it's just a sadness. There's nothing that can be done about it. Excuse me. It's done. What's done is done. But the sadness, I guess, is that there was no value put in these trees. With all the planning for years on this upcoming event to remove trees that are remediating storm water and providing oxygen and wildlife and shade and beauty, and just to not think about that. And in today's day and age, you couldn't work your way around the trees. You couldn't figure out a place to put this stage that wouldn't have to cut down all these mature trees. The sadness is that there was no value put in the trees, that it was just kind of done like all of a sudden no one knew they were getting cut down until they started to get cut down. Yes, they're going to replant. They're going to replant twice as many trees, but street trees, man, they have the toughest time. That is the hardest place for any tree to grow, and it's going to cost money to replant them, that's for sure. And I'm glad they're replanting, but it's going to be another 20 years until those are doing their thing. This is also the time to apply corn gluten meal, and we'll talk about that when we come back.
All right, 866-391-1020. If you have any gardening questions for Doug, give him a call. Davey Tree, Luke Warner, within 20 minutes as we continue on The Organic Gardener on KDKA.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
News Radio, KDKA, Sports.
Sports brought to you by Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition with 8 locations to serve you. Another tough day for the Pirates in the Big Apple. They lose in 11, 4-2 the final. They wrap it up at Citi Field today. 1:40 first pitch, 93-7 the Fan. College postseason basketball action. Illinois over Iowa, 71-59. Arizona beat Purdue, 79-64. And today, first game, 2:15, tips off Tennessee, Michigan, and then Duke, UConn. Pens lose to Dallas, final 6-3. And through 3 rounds of the Houston Open, Gary Woodland had a third-round 65. He's at 18 under with a 1-shot lead. And the Riverhounds, their season home opener at Highmark Stadium, they beat Jacksonville yesterday 3-2. More sports, 93.7thefan.com.
I'm Ultima Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Every time one of my children started driving, it was terrifying. I am quite aware of the dangers being on the road. Thousands of accidents happen across the country. We see it every day. These families' lives will be changed in an instant. We fight for these families as if they were our own. We've become America's largest injury law firm by winning cases just like these. If you've been injured in a car accident, call us.
Injured? Dial Pound Law or visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
25 years ago, 40 ordinary Americans became heroes. The Remember Me Rose Garden honors the passengers and crew of Flight 93, and the garden needs your help to get ready for blooming season. Help kick off spring with us on Saturday, April 18th, as gardening expert Doug Oster shares growing tips and hands-on instruction. First at Camp Allegheny, then at the Remember Me Rose Garden. Whether you're a first-timer or a seasoned gardener, there's a place for you here. Save your spot at remembermerosegarden.org.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Doug Oster tells you how to keep it green. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM at AM 1020. KDKA.
A few more words of wisdom from Uncle Doug, and then we go to our 84 PA caller, John. And everybody else with a gardening question, 866-391-1020.
This is the time if you're using corn gluten meal, which is a natural weed control. And when I talk about this corn gluten meal, know that it is stopping seeds from sprouting. It's not going to stop a growing perennial weed. It's going to stop the seeds from sprouting. But the corn gluten meal is benign to us. It's from the corn milling process, and it can't hurt us. And when you sprinkle it down, they use it mostly for crabgrass. But we need to get it down before the crabgrass sprouts because it stops the seeds from sprouting. And so we know when the forsythia are blooming, this is the time that we need to get the corn gluten meal down. So if you use it early in the spring, get it and get it on. All right, let's talk to John and see what he has to say.
Hey, John, how are you? Good morning and welcome to the Organic Gardener, KDKA.
Good morning, fellas. Hey, Doug, I've had my lawn aerated and fertilized, and I want to overcast the seed. Is it too early?
It is a little too early. It wouldn't be the worst thing you could do. It will sit there as long as it gets moist. And whenever I'm doing what you're doing, I'm looking for rain, and we have rain coming this week. And so I would prefer to wait about a month. I want the soil to warm up a little bit. That's the trick that will start the stuff germinating. Actually, and I've talked about this before, the best time to do this is in the fall because the soil had already warmed up and it's starting to cool off. But, spring for most of us is when we're working on our yards. If you can wait, it would be better to wait. You're going to have better germination as it warms up. Looking at this week's temperatures, the soil will start to warm up a little bit. And if it was me, I'd be third week of April. But it's great that you had it aerated. And what did you say? What else did you get done? Fertilized or?
Fertilized, yes. Mm-hmm.
So you're good to go. Remember with that lawn, what we're trying to do is we're trying to get that grass to outgrow the weeds, basically. And so that aerating is going to help a lot by relieving some of the compaction in the yard and also giving a place for water and fertilizer to go down to the root zone. When they aerate, that means they just take out little plugs like the size of your thumb, and it's a great thing to do for your lawn. So I'm glad you did that. And like I said, wait a little bit for your seeding, and then you'll be okay. There's no harm in waiting, and it's always for the best. And watch the weather. When we get to that April and we're going to have 2 days of rain, that's the time to overseed. Because the only thing we don't want is we don't want that seed to dry out. Okay?
Right. Third week in April with rain. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I've got some questions from listeners, and Frank wants to know. He wants to start a garden this spring. How do I get started? Well, the first thing to do, Frank, is improve that soil. And we talk about this all the time on the show. And by the way, I'd love to talk to you. Give me a call, 866-391-1020. If you got a gardening question, want to tell me what you're growing, I would love to talk to you. But let's go on with Frank's question about getting started. Everything comes down to the soil, to improving the soil, to adding compost. You know, with Ed's... Wormarama there, we all need worms. When you put compost into the garden, you're going to have lots of worms. Worms are a positive, and I love that when I get into the soil and start turning it over. We're probably still at a point for most people that it's too wet to turn the soil over. Again, I repeat this over and over again. If it sticks to the shovel, it's too wet. Wait. Either that or throw compost on top and sow out there. So we start by improving the soil. In this case, this early, we would just be throwing it on top, I think. And then after that, it's about knowing when certain plants go in the soil. Or early in the spring, we are planting all the cool weather crops, the things I've talked about. And outside right now, what I'm planting are, and I'm behind, I got to get this done, maybe today. Radishes, lettuce, arugula, leafy greens, anything from the cole crop family, the broccolis, the kohlrabis, the cabbages, all that stuff goes in now. And the third thing to know, Frank, is that we don't want that stuff to dry out. So mulch is important, and when we're mulching, it never touches the bottom of the plant, and it looks more like a donut than a volcano. And when things dry out in the summer, we water. We water in the morning, we soak the plants in, and those three things will get you started. Okay, Rob, looks like Joe's on the phone there.
Hey, Josette, welcome to the program. How are you?
Thank you. I'm well, guys. I live in a house 50 years old. I'm probably the third owner. There's daffodils here and there. Some bloom, some don't. I look around. I see daffodils planted seemingly at random here and there, and they all bloom. What do I have to do with mine, or are they just done?
So the ones that aren't blooming, and first what we do is we wait to make sure that they're not going to bloom, because there are early varieties that are blooming right now. There's mid-season, and then there'll be the last ones too that will send buds up. So we wait until we know that it's not going to bloom, and then we lift that whole clump. We gently separate the bulbs. We want to leave the leaves on there, leave the foliage on, because that foliage, when it dies back, it puts energy into the bulb. And then we want to improve the soil a little bit where they're at. Just have a bag of compost with you. You don't have to put a lot in there. Daffodils can take just about anything. But what's happening, Joe, is that they're doing so well that they start to get crowded, and then they don't have enough energy to put that bud up. And so I look at that clump when I pull it out, turn it upside down, and I'm gently teasing apart the bigger bulbs. I always keep the bigger bulbs. And it's funny, I threw some just little bulbs into the woods, and they just, under the leaves, without any planting or anything, they're blooming this year. And so once you do that separating, Joe, and replant them, and again, just if you can, throw a little compost in there too, into that planting hole, next year they'll start blooming again, and then for the next few years like that. Are you enjoying your daffodils, the ones that are blooming?
Oh, yeah. The ones that come up, I love them, yes. And then the deer don't eat them, so that's the bonus.
Definitely. But going...
I have a tomato question when you're done with the daffodils, if you have time.
I think that's all you need to do for your daffodils. There is a fertilizer, if you're interested. It's called Bulb Tone. I don't really use it for daffodils. When I'm splitting mine up, I take a bag of compost out there. So let's go ahead and what's the tomato question? It's resistant. It sets reliably, but to be foolproof, what I would recommend is however many plants you can put in, mix them up a little bit. There's Cherokee purple, then maybe a cherry like Sun Gold is pretty much indestructible.
And Sun Gold is a cherry tomato?
Yeah, it's an orange cherry that's super sweet and absolutely wonderful. It's early, so you'll have an early tomato. You'll be able to pick those out in the garden. Cherokee purple's mid-season. And then maybe a big beefsteak, and there's a million of them out there. But it's more about your planting conditions than it is about the tomato itself. The thing you want to do is plant later if you can, end of the month, then mulch that right away and take off those bottom leaves, and you'll be okay.
All right, Joseph, have a great day, buddy. Stay tuned. News coming up next. And then Luke Warner, Davey Tree, Talking Tree.
Larry Older here. You know, one of the most rewarding parts of sharing Relief Factor with you is hearing real stories like that of Sandra. She tells us, I've been hearing about Relief Factor on the radio for a couple of years, and I finally decided to try it because nothing else was helping my back pain. I know the feeling. With a 3-week quick start, she said, I went for it. Now I feel like a new person. That's Sandra's own words, and it's so gratifying to hear. I've told you about my brother Kirk, having difficulty going up and down the stairs in the morning. He wouldn't listen to me. I told him to take Relief Factor. He finally did. Began moving better, feeling stronger. Too bad he didn't listen earlier. Try it for yourself. The 3-week quick start. And see how Relief Factor could be your game changer too. It is only $19.95. Think about it. Do the math. Less than $1 a day. So, call 800-4RELIEF. That's 800, the number 4RELIEF, or go to relieffactor.com, all one word, relieffactor.com. How will it feel to be out of pain? 800-4RELIEF, relieffactor.com.
Bunny Hop at the Farm, $10 admission for the kids. It's happening on Saturday, April 4th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. All sorts of great things for the kids, but adults too. How about some local vendors? Greenhouse, shop for selection of Easter flowers. And don't forget, that garden center is open for business. They'll be there later this morning. And the bakery, lemon crunch pies, $12.95, hot crust buns, Easter baked goods, farm fresh kitchen. It's all taters, specially baked potatoes, and more. It's happening at the farm, the Bunny Hop, Saturday, April 4th. Hop on in. Don't miss it.
Being diagnosed with leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, or one of over 100 other types of blood cancer makes people want more time to do the things they love. We are Blood Cancer United. We do the most for more people with blood cancer. Join us at bloodcancerunited.org.
When it's happening, News Radio KDKA is telling you about it.
NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell.
To the Rooney family, to Art, to Jim Rooney, to now young Dan Rooney, they define Pittsburgh in so many ways. They represent that city in every which way with pride. And I think this draft is something that is really important to all of them and to the Steelers in general.
The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
It is 35 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 7:30. I'm Rob Taylor. One man is dead following a shooting overnight on the south side. Pittsburgh police say 8 rounds were fired around South 18th and East Carson Streets around 2:30 this morning. That's where they found a man on the street, shot multiple times. He was transported to the hospital where he later died. No word on any suspect descriptions and no word on what led up to the shooting. Now, a few hours earlier, just after midnight, Pittsburgh police responded to another shooting about 3 blocks away. It happened on South 15th and Bingham Streets. It was unrelated to the deadly shooting on South 18th Street. Police say this shooting was road rage related and one person was detained. No word on the condition of the person who was shot. Crews in Penn Hills responded to a duplex fire overnight. Happened just about 1 o'clock this morning on Paul Avenue. No one was injured. Allegheny County Fire Marshal is investigating. A SWAT situation in Pittsburgh ended peacefully Saturday evening. Police were called to the 300 block of Bousman Street in Knoxville around 6:30 on Saturday evening. A man wanted on a warrant had barricaded himself inside the home for about 2 hours. After that, that's when the man surrendered into police custody. No one was injured. One firefighter was injured in a fire in Beaver County on Saturday. Fire started around 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon in the 1500 block of 2nd Street. That's in New Brighton. The roof collapsed due to the fire. The firefighter suffered unknown injuries. He was taken to the hospital. No word on the firefighter's condition this morning. Tiger Woods is out on bail after his DUI arrest in Jupiter, Florida Friday, but questions remain about what comes next for him. Dave Ehrenberg is the former state attorney of Palm Beach, Florida, who prosecuted Woods back in 2017 for a DUI.
Martin County is known for being extra tough on DUI. You've literally got a new sheriff in town, and he may want to prove a point here, but ultimately it's going to be about the evidence, because prosecutors have a much higher burden than law enforcement does. Law enforcement can charge someone based on probable cause, but to convict someone of DUI, you need beyond a reasonable doubt.
KDKA Radio News Time 7:32. AccuWeather forecast coming up next.
Support St. Anthony school programs and help students with special needs achieve their full potential through inclusive education, therapy sessions, and job skills development. Serving students ages 5 through 21 with Down syndrome, autism, and other intellectual disabilities. Find St. Anthony school programs within select Catholic schools in the Pittsburgh area, including a post-secondary program at Duquesne University. For over 70 years, they have empowered students of all faiths to live independently and contribute meaningfully to society. Learn more or donate at stanthonykids.org.
What could be better than walking into our greenhouse with lush plants, gardening supplies, and a beautiful rack of seeds? Hi, this is Randy Sorgel of Sorgels in Wexford, and if you're looking for something to do, Sorgels is the place to go. There's so much to do. Visit our market for fresh fruit and vegetables, our bakery for a delicious pie, our deli, our gluten-free store with over 2,000 gluten-free items. Browse our gift barn, and our home accents area is absolutely breathtaking. And did you know that we now sell high-quality baby clothing? If you have kids or grandkids, you are missing out by not taking a look. Arsenal Cider's tasting room is open Wednesday through Sunday, and of course Arrowhead Wine Shop is open every day. Visit us today. There are no crowds, and we especially want to thank you, our customers, for supporting our family, and a shout out to Mary, one of our special longtime customers. Check out the website sorgels.com for our information on our essential food program, and look for updates about our free pruning demonstration early March. Sorgels, 724-935-2090.
Staples presents That Was Easy. So I opened a restaurant and needed everything. Menus, signage, catering brochures. Everything and then some. I went to Staples. They printed it all and even suggested takeout menus. One money pit with a side of fries. But now at Staples, you get up to $125 off custom print orders. $125 off. Now you're cooking. Brand your business in a big way at Staples. That was easy. Shop Staples in-store, online, or in the app by 4/18 to unlock. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings a warmer second half of the weekend despite clouds much of the time. Look for a high of 60, then still cloudy for tonight, but not nearly as chilly, with the low only dropping to 51. That sets up a warmer day for tomorrow, with those clouds yielding a shower or two with a high of 65, then clouds and sun for Tuesday, but even warmer with a high 78. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
All right, we'll be back on Monday. Stay warm, get through the weekend, and I'll catch you on Monday. Lots to talk about. 2 to 6 right here, KDKA.
We'll be tuned in for that, Colin, but right now you are tuned into the Organic Gardener with Doug Oster, DougOster.com, and if you're the 10th caller, you want a gift certificate to Janowski's in Clinton. That number to dial is 412-922-1020.
And now, it's time for Talking Trees, a service of the Davey Tree Expert Company.
We are joined by Luke Warner from the Davey Tree Expert Company. For the first time, we get to see each other during the show, Luke. This is awesome.
Yeah, check that out.
Hey, we're going to talk about your favorite trees today, but before we do, I'm going to put you on the spot as always. I was watching the news yesterday, and Ray Petlin, the weather dude from KDKA, was looking at all the data for wind gusts since the 50s, and he was showing me that the last couple years have been some of the worst for wind gusts, and of course we saw that recently in that last big windstorm. Is that something you're experiencing over the last few years, seeing more of this wind? And I was just wondering, if we know it's going to be windy, is there anything that we can do as homeowners when we have an arborist come that will help us if we know that it's going to be super windy all the time? Is there pruning, or what can we do?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, staying ahead of it and being proactive is the best part. But I was actually just talking to some of the other arborists in the office about that same segment there you saw in the news, and how our trends are becoming windier year after year. If we can't control the weather, if that's not something we're able to do, then we need to make sure our trees are in the best place and the best health that they can be at that time. So having an arborist come out, inspecting your trees, making sure you're not seeing, wounds around the base of the plants, making sure that, certain, decay things are getting those unhealthy trees out of the landscape, or maybe those ones that are more of a hazard out of the landscape. That would be the first step. Of course, after that would be, focusing on structural pruning, removing dead wood, plants and trees that maybe need thinned out to let that wind go through the tree versus kind of catching it as a sail is always, a very good thing to do at your home.
What's going through your mind when you hear that there are going to be gusts of like 70 miles an hour? Are you thinking like, okay, let's go, guys, get ready because it's going to be busy tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly it. And first is just, how are we going to, manage all these calls as they're coming in and prioritize, some of the possible emergency work over something that just came down, in someone's yard. But ultimately, it's an all hands on deck type situation, and everybody needs to be at their best because doing tree work is dangerous enough, let alone, storm damage.
When a big windstorm like that goes through, how long does it take until you're basically done, or are you still looking at different trees that aren't a danger, that are just laying in the woods or something? How long does it take to get things done?
Well, it all depends on the size of the storm. So, for example, last April when we had that very large storm, we did storm damage and cleanup almost exclusively for a month. So, you're doing the kind of that mitigation work, but also everybody that didn't have something come down in their yard is all of a sudden looking up, making sure that their trees are in good health. So they're always more inclined to, sign up for some tree work or get that pruning work that maybe they pushed off for a few years, so they're prepared for the next storm. So it can easily push out your backlog and your work for quite some time.
So I've got one more thing to talk about. Yesterday, a listener, Kevin, he reached out to me and he was wondering about some native trees that are stay kind of small, 20 maybe 30 feet. I was thinking serviceberry, your native dogwood, maybe some type of magnolia. What am I missing there? What if you were thinking? Of course, we always preface this with it has to be, and I told him the same thing: right tree, right place. But is there anything that comes to mind for you before we get to your favorites?
Yeah, I mean, the ones and the good thing is to know what he's looking for, right? He's looking for a smaller tree. You said the dogwood, the serviceberry; those are two very good trees. A few more that pop into mind: a redbud, eastern redbuds.
That's one I talked about. But I also told him that it's up to him as far as should it be straight species or like all those other cool redbuds. And I can't remember. You told me about one. I can't remember the name of it, but it does all sorts of crazy colors or something, or I can't remember. Maybe it's forest pansy. That's a purple one.
Forest pansy has the burgundy leaves.
Yeah.
But they're coming out with all different types of redbuds, like yellow flowering, variegated leaves. There's all different varieties. Witch hazel would be another one that would kind of fit in.
Oh, that's a great one. Great one, witch hazel. Okay, let's get to the fun part. I love hearing arborists' favorite trees. And again, I'm going to repeat it again. This is right tree, right place. These favorites might not be right for your spot. So know what your tree needs before you plant it. Right, Luke?
Oh, exactly. asking an arborist what their favorite tree is that impossible question. It's like asking somebody what their favorite or who their favorite child is, because most arborists like so many different trees because we like, again, that right tree in the right place. I always kind of start my thoughts with the native trees. They thrive in our area because they become adapted to our climates, to our soils. Over time, they have just, they're better and they're more resilient against the pests, the diseases, and more importantly, that they're not invasive. So they're not going to, spread their seed and overtake our native habitats. But I'm a larger tree guy, a shade tree guy. I like big trees. So one of my favorite trees, which is probably common, a lot of arborists, is a white oak. I planted a few at my house. I have also planted black gum at my house. They're a very nice native species.
I'll tell you what. Just about every arborist I talk to brings up that black gum. So tell us all about a black gum. And man, that is a killer tree.
Yeah, its fall color is pretty impeccable. Oftentimes the more sun it can get, the better that fall color will be. But your fall leaf color is going to be that vibrant, dark red, fire truck red, where it's just a beautiful fall color. It also has fruit for wildlife. So if you're choosing your trees, it doesn't always have to be just color or size. It can also be wildlife benefits. What does it offer? What does it offer for maybe birds, for shelter, for nesting, for wildlife? It could be, again, shelter, food, and even for pollinators. That's going to be a very important interest moving forward.
Well, that's like when you're talking about the white oak, there's all that data about it. All the caterpillars love oaks, and there's that wildlife thing. When you say about the natives, and I want to reference the redbuds again, do you prefer straight species as far as toughness and what it does for the pollinators and for the wildlife, or what do you think about going with a nativar? And I'm only using redbuds as an example because that's really the only one I know that they breed it into all these different things. But when they do breed the different colors and stuff, do you feel that it's losing something or it's not as tough, or is it case-by-case basis?
I think it probably depends a lot on how that cultivar comes in, or where is the root stock from the original species, or where that graft may be possibly. I would love to see. I would rather see maybe a forest pansy redbud, something like a nativar there, versus something that is not going to offer your space, your landscape, or the native area anything.
All right, Luke, we're going to take a little break, but hang in there. I want to hear more of your favorites. For more information about Davey Tree or to ask what's going on with your trees, go to davey.com/KDKA. And remember, you can always call the experts like Luke from Davey Tree at 855-982-TREE. That's 855-982-8733.
All right, coming up, more of Luke, Davey Tree Talking Tree with Doug, the organic gardener, but our day has just begun. Coming up after the news at 8, we're in the kitchen, the Coons Cooking Hour. Then Dr. Bridget Shufo drops by, getting the weight off, keeping it off healthy. Then, of course, Accurate Solutions. And I've got 2 hours of the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show. Joe Giordano, former Pitt baseball coach, now at IMG Academy. The first 2 games for the Pirates this year at Citi Field in New York. Not good results. We'll talk about that as they get set to wrap up that series. Then on to Cincinnati before they have the home opener later this week. Also, B.B. Flannery, former Duquesne Duke, on the college basketball postseason. And Coach Barkley, he, of course, of the Seneca Valley Indians, but longtime Green Bay Packer, the countdown to the draft, which will be here in the city April 23rd. Lots more to come today with your Pratt Pack right here on KDKA.
We're only 25 days until the draft. Everything you need to know surrounding the draft is right here. It's brought to you by Bill Few Associates Wealth Management, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. News Radio, KDKA, Sports.
Sports brought to you by Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition with 8 locations to serve you. Another tough day for the Pirates in the Big Apple. They lose in 11, 4-2 the final. They wrap it up at Citi Field today. 1:41 pitch, 93-7 the Fan. College postseason basketball action. Illinois over Iowa, 71-59. Arizona beat Purdue, 79-64. And today, first game, 2:15, tips off Tennessee, Michigan, and then Duke, UConn. Pens lose to Dallas, final 6-3. And through 3 rounds of the Houston Open, Gary Woodland had a third-round 65. He's at 18 under with a 1-shot lead. And the Riverhounds, their season home opener at Highmark Stadium, they beat Jacksonville yesterday 3-2. More sports, 93.7thefan.com.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. One of our guiding principles is to provide great beds at a great value. Our goal is to prove this to our customers every single day. We believe in producing quality mattresses in our factory and selling them directly to you, eliminating the middleman markup. You can rest easy knowing that you're getting a hand-built mattress at a real value. Stop by a location near you. We're confident that you'll be able to see and feel the OMF difference for yourself. Learn more at originalmattress.com.
When you're at a restaurant, do you let someone who doesn't know you order your food? Why should it be any different when buying a mattress? At the Original Mattress Factory, we believe that choosing a mattress should be a personal experience. That's why our knowledgeable sales associates take the time to understand your needs and preferences to help you find the mattress that's right for you. With our wide range of different feels, you're sure to find one that fits your needs. So don't let someone else tell you what you want. Decide for yourself at the Original Mattress Factory.
Here's the latest from the KDKA Community Message Board.
For 50 years, Center for Victims has stood beside more than 1 million crime victims, providing supportive services and 24/7 crisis response across our community. Join them April 9th for their 50th anniversary gala, Lighting Candles in the Darkness, an inspiring evening of hope, healing, and resilience. Pittsburgh Earth Day's Ecolution Fashion Gala returns this year in a stunning new home, Heinz Hall, April 20th. Presented by Huntington Bank. Experience pop couture, fashion, fame, and obsession. A bold, high-energy dance musical exploring art, identity, and life in the spotlight. Schley Deck and Fence Company. Call today for an estimate on your rotten, rusted, paint chipping railings. Get your railings safe again by spring. Call 412-515-6575. Schley Deck and Fence. SchleyDeckCompany.com.
Details at KDKARadio.com.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times?
You're playing the lute. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Doug Oster tells you how to keep it green. The Organic Gardener is on 100.1 FM at AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, a couple of more minutes with Luke Warner, Davey Tree Talking Tree, Metropolitan Window video screen, KDKRadio.com, KDK Watch. You can hear it and see it streamed live. And your host of The Organic Gardener, Doug Oster, DougOster.com.
Back with Luke Warner from the Davey Tree Expert Company telling us about his favorite trees. And boy, I like it so far, Luke. What else is on the list?
Everybody always asks about an ornamental tree. Most people are they always think about that first. A large shade tree might not be for everybody in their space, but something that I don't see very often that I do like is an eastern hop hornbeam. That's a smaller size tree. The bark is very nice, peeling bark. Traditionally, it was used for a lot of tool handles, even for making bows, because the wood is extremely hard. So has a birch-like leaf. the fall color is pretty awesome.
Those flowers.
Yeah,
that's the coolest
like
thing.
pops.
Yeah, that's the coolest thing. I once threw a topwater lure into one of those, and I never got it back.
There you go. Yeah, quickest way to
where
burn the money there.
Where does that one grow best? Where does it like to grow? That's a cool tree.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty versatile on where it can grow, but that understory is a spot where it really likes. It usually likes moist, well-drained soils, but it can be on drier sites as well.
Hey, before you get going with your list, how about a tree we shouldn't plant that you hate?
I'm not a fan of willows.
Okay.
But everybody, I mean, they have a niche that oftentimes people like to fill. They have a really wet area where they try to, or they like to put those willows, but oftentimes we see them, they grow extremely fast and then they kind of implode upon themselves sometimes if they're not in the right spot, and they just break apart and can become very messy. But a replacement species that isn't necessarily native to Pennsylvania but does fit that spot very well is a bald cypress.
Oh, yeah.
They're a pretty interesting tree as well.
Gee, and I thought I was leading you to Bradford pear.
Well, we talk about that all the time. Hopefully they know that that's not a good one to begin with.
What else is on your list?
I do, if you're not scared of, very large trees or the capability to get really big, American sycamore and tulip trees are also plants that can do really well in our area. The American sycamore, again, can be grown in the very wet areas. They grow right along most of our rivers. So if you're driving north, along the Allegheny, you can look over, and that's the one tree that, has that white bark that's not a birch that you can identify going 60 miles an hour.
That's a beautiful tree, too. And so, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the tulip tree, it usually grows really fast, really straight, but it is one of the few trees that is in that large shade tree category that has a showy, distinctive flower that's pretty nice.
Well, I'm going to tell you about one of my favorites, and I want your opinion on it. And again, it's a big tree, and I'm like you. I love big trees. I've got the space for them. Dawn redwood.
Yeah, and that goes right into that area, like the bald cypress. We have a couple arborists at work that also have dawn redwoods at their house, and I think most of the arborists are split between the dawn redwood and the bald cypress. I have a bald cypress at my house because I'd like it to grow the knees in the really wet area that can push up out of the ground. And if people don't want that, the dawn redwood's a great fit for that. But they are both deciduous evergreens, meaning they're evergreens that drop their needles every fall.
And just that beautiful bark. Does the bald cypress have the same type of bark as the dawn redwood?
Yeah, they look almost identical.
The first time I ever worked with Davey, it was with Dick Till, and I was competing with a guy who said he had the biggest dawn redwood in Pittsburgh, and I said I did. And so Dick came out and measured both of them, and we both won because I was saying tall, and the other guy was saying big, like thick. So we both won.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Luke, thanks so much. As always, great to see you. We'll see you next time. And for more information about Davey Tree or to ask what's going on with your trees, go to davey.com/KDKA. And remember, you can always call the experts from Davey Tree at 855-982-TREE. That's 855-982-8733. Thanks, Luke. Appreciate it. Now, today I am going to be at Sorgel's at 1 o'clock giving away all sorts of free heirloom tomato and pepper seeds, doing a free indoor and outdoor seed demonstration, talking gardening. We're going to have a ball. We're going to have so much fun. Make your trip up to Sorgel's. We're going to have fun. And actually, I saw on their website the other day 40% off houseplants right now, which is cool. And they have the coolest houseplants. We're going to have fun today, Rob.
You always have fun.
Not always.
Yes, you do. Listen, keep up the fight. We appreciate you.
All right. Remember, organic gardeners, you make our world brighter and safer with each seed you sow and every garden you grow.
All right, we're just getting cooking. Literally, the Coons Cooking Hour. Within 10 minutes, your Pat Pack Sunday morning. And in the middle, Rob Taylor with the news at 8 o'clock.
The Big K Morning Show with Larry Richards.
Pittsburgh Mayor Corey O'Connor, very atypical with the NFL draft and all the things that are going on.
We're all excited. You know, it's coming fast. But we also want Pittsburghers, and I say this wherever I go, this is also your city, this is your draft. We're going to have hundreds of thousands of people coming from across the country, but we want Pittsburghers to be ambassadors.
Weekday mornings 5:30 to 10 on the Voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Aetna has been my lifesaver. Easy to understand, and if not, customer service is always there to help.
Those words from a real Aetna Medicare Advantage member speak to why U.S. News & World Report named us a best Medicare Advantage company. Because we show up with care management that ensures doctors work together on complicated conditions. We show up with the latest in online tools to make healthcare easier to use anytime. We show up for you, because that's how healthier happens together. Member feedback has been edited for length and clarity.
Shopping for replacement windows? Metropolitan Window Company elevates your shopping experience.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you'll experience personalized knowledge, expertise, and professionalism from our first visit to your home until our craftsmen complete your installation.
We're the window company that people want in their homes, and our exclusive Infinity by Marvin 100% fiberglass windows are the windows people love.
They're built for life. They are the strongest, longest-lasting windows you can buy.
And we have a great selection of colors and finishes. Experience Metropolitan Window Company. Stop by our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
Pittsburgh's very own board-certified and licensed hypnotherapist Dan Vitchoff of the PA Hypnosis Center is here to help you. He has helped train U.S. Olympic team members control their brains, stay relaxed, focused, and in control, giving them the edge for the gold. He's recognized by many organizations around the world as one of the top hypnotherapists anywhere. He has gotten over 3,000 people to give up cigarettes for good in the last 22 years. He's helped folks even who've tried gastric bypass to lose weight. He can help you and give you a 98% success guarantee. Call 724-934-8446. That's Dan Vitchoff, the PA Hypnosis Center. Mention KDKA and get $50 off any program. But call for a free consultation today, 724-934-8446. The PA Hypnosis Center with Dan Vitchoff. Make that call today, 724-934-8446.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-256-2748 or learn more at amvuttra.com. Ask your doctor about Amvuttra for ATTR-CM.
The Colorectal Cancer Alliance wants you to know a lot of things in life are preventable. Ooh, gas station sushi. That's preventable. And even colon cancer can be preventable if you get screened. If you're 45 or older, talk to your doctor. Go to colorectalcancer.org to learn more.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA FM HD2 Pittsburgh, W261AX Pittsburgh.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 36 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 8 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. Pittsburgh police are investigating 2 separate shootings on the south side overnight, one of which was deadly. The first shooting happened around midnight at the intersection of South 15th Street and Bingham Streets.
that police say that shooting was road rage related. One person was detained. No word on the condition of the person who was shot. And then around 2:30 this morning, about 3 blocks away from that scene, Pittsburgh police investigating 8 rounds that were fired at South 18th Street and East Carson Street. A man was found shot multiple times. He later died at the hospital. No word on any suspect descriptions in that shooting incident. Crews in Penn Hills responded to a duplex fire just before 1 o'clock this morning on Paul Avenue. No one was injured. Allegheny County Fire Marshal is investigating the cause of the fire. Pittsburgh Regional Transit employee had to be rescued after falling into a trench at the South Hills Junction garage. This happened Saturday morning around 9 o'clock. That adult male was pinned at the bottom of a narrow 12-foot deep concrete trench, which also was partially filled with oil. He was rescued by first responders using a rope and tripod to pull him up to safety. He was then decontaminated from the oil and was transported to the hospital. He suffered arm and spinal injuries. He's in stable condition. Thousands of people in the region took part in the No Kings nationwide protests on Saturday, as it was part of that nationwide day of protest against President Donald Trump and his policies. Largest turnout in the region was in downtown Pittsburgh, where Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis was among those who spoke at the event.
Donald Trump has promised to lower costs for Americans on day one. We've seen costs increase. He has created chaos and confusion in our country through the deployment of ICE. And every day he considers to continually erodes our democratic values.
Protests were also held in Greensburg, Mount Lebanon, Uniontown, Johnstown, and Washington, PA, among other locations. It was the third nationwide No Kings protest since Trump began his second term as president. KDKA Radio News Time is 8:03. The AccuWeather forecast is next.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
Are you a parent of a 2 to 8-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting offer, then head to abcmouse.com/radio to learn more. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
We're offering a promo at abcmouse.com/radio to try it for free for a month, then $14.99 per month until canceled. Go to abcmouse.com/radio to see this offer. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Actual ABC Mouse users compensated for their testimonials, sponsored by Age of Learning.
I'm Ultima Morgan. Morgan & Morgan isn't just an injury firm. It's our family's life work. It's my husband, it's my sons, it's me. When we take a case, we see a family just like ours. $30 billion recovered is something I'm proud of. But what I'm really proud of are the families we stood beside. It's an honor to fight for you when you need our support the most. Morgan & Morgan, for the people and your family.
Morgan & Morgan, 603 Stanwyck Street, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania lawyer will handle Pennsylvania cases. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings a cloudy but warmer second half of the weekend with a high of 60, and those clouds stick around for tonight too, preventing temperatures from dropping all that much. Look for a low of 51, then cloudy and warmer tomorrow with a shower or two, the high 65. The warmth peaks on Tuesday with a mix of clouds and sun with a high of 78. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following program is paid for by Coons Quality Market. This is the Coons Cooking Hour. The crew from Coons Market are here. It's the great food you grew up with and the recipes that make Pittsburgh someplace special.
All right, listen, got to get a lot of stuff out of the way here in the opening segment. Welcome to the kitchen. It's Coons Cooking Hour. It's your Pratt Pack along with Frank Dentisi. Of course, Metropolitan Window video screen you can click on and go to KDKA Watch, and you can see it and hear it stream live. We've got the giant 2-day sale coming up April 1st and 2nd. We'll get to that in a moment. Obviously, Passover begins on Wednesday. We've got Holy Week. We've got Good Friday, fabulous Fish Fry Friday sandwiches. All stores will be open until 9 p.m. on Saturday the 4th, closed Easter Sunday, and reopening on Monday the 6th, regular store hours. We have a lot to get to, but I want to talk to Frank about today's topic. It's Holy Week, so Passover and seafood and Seder meals. And don't forget Manischewitz and Streitz. In many of our stores, we carry that great product, both of them. So we have you covered for the holiday season. Our number, if you have a Holy Week recipe, Passover recipe, 866-391-1020. Some lucky listener, and it could be you, will win a $25 gift certificate to Coons Market. But right smack dab before the holiday, this is brilliant. I wish I would have thought of it, but I didn't. But they did, the brain-trusted Coons Market. April 1st and 2nd, a giant two-day sale like meaty, tender St. Louis-style spare ribs, $2.99 a pound. And we've got all sorts of great Wise products, the snack of choice for incredible savings, too. And many, many more great savings. So don't delay. Get in early. Get in often. Wednesday, Thursday, 1st and 2nd, giant two-day sale. Timing is everything, Frank. As Passover begins and Easter will be just around the bend, what a perfect time to save at Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Yeah, we start out the last week of our Easter ads with a two-day sale to give people some extra savings during that, getting ready for a nice meal, a family meal at home, whether you're doing a Seder meal on the 1st or if you're doing, having a nice family get-together on Easter Sunday next week. You can go stock up now, or just your normal everyday savings, something you can save up for coming up days where we have George's chicken wings. It's a 4-pound bag. They're frozen, $9.99 each. Take those, put them in the freezer for a rainy day, a day you don't want to go out and go shopping something else, or you have a bunch of people coming over. It's in the freezer, ready to go. John F. Martin and Sons ham off the bone, will be $4.99 a pound. We got Silver Star pierogies. It's a 12-ounce pack. This comes with the onions and everything. It's ready to go. All you do is just quick heat it up, $3.99 each. So another Good Friday special. They would pair well with a Coons fish sandwich. What do you think?
Yes, Friday? They would. But I've learned something new each and every week. We've done this show for over 2 decades. And I got to tell you, and Mr. Dramoni, please forgive me, but I never knew Silver Star did pierogies until today.
Yes. Yeah,
That's great.
They do pierogies, and it's something that they introduced a while ago, and our deli guy said, "Hey, let's go and push them a little bit and see if we can get some extra sales and show people." Because again, a lot of people don't know what some of the stuff they have, and the pierogi is a good one to push and see. I've tasted them before; they're delicious. And anything I can get where I don't have to do any work that day, for days that I don't feel like cooking. Which is about half the days, and pick up something that's nice and easy. And it would be with the rest of our prepared meals that we do in our delis, which we really hang our hat on, something that's a growing category for us. But we do it a little bit differently at Coons. We make them restaurant quality. We do not skimp. We do not just put something together and throw it out there just so you can have something to eat. These are restaurant quality meals that we put together. And if you don't believe me, go and try one. Pick up some stuffed cabbage, pick up some stuffed peppers that we do, pick up some chicken Alfredo, pick up some meatloaf. We do package up our fish ready to heat, take home and heat and eat. So those kind of things are always great. And a good time to go in is the 1st and the 2nd on that 2-day sale and pick up some great savings.
That is a wonderful opportunity, the 1st and 2nd. And again, so many things to save, so many things to see, but for everything you need for the holiday season, whether it's a sweet treat from the bakery, obviously we have the best meat selection, seafood selection. We have all of these grab-and-go things that you can take home, best selection of candy, bouquets of flowers, cards, you name it. And, yeah, we even have some adult beverages, 21 and over, the Coons Market McKnight Road and Banksville Road Cafe. 600 varieties of your favorite beers. If you're going to be watching that basketball thing, that's going to be a big-ticket item, not just today, but next weekend as well. And we also have a great wine selection for your holiday table, your Seder, or, of course, with that Easter ham on the Easter holiday. So we have everything you need. We've got you covered. Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition. And by the way, another fabulous Fish Fry Friday live broadcast seen by the millions on Facebook around the world. We'll go live a little after 3 Eastern. Frank will be joining me. We'll be at the McKnight Road store. So Friday, I was at the Hopewell store, Frank, and I always like to hang around. It's a great way to finish my Friday. I do the live show, and then I do a little shopping. And I got there a little before 3 to do the live broadcast. We go live at 3 Eastern. We finish a little after 4, and I'm doing some shopping, and I begin in the dairy section because I'm closer to the dairy section, and I go around. And by the time I go around and make the loop at Hopewell, literally where the Fresh Express salad kits display is, just to begin the produce section. That's where the line was for the fabulous Fish Fry Friday sandwich. And I got to tell you, I want to give everybody a round of applause. We appreciate your business, but that's a good fish sandwich.
Yeah, and that actually Hopewell's turned into our busiest store for fish sandwiches, believe it or not. You know, it's just not much of a secret. Make fresh, use good products, use high quality ingredients, put it together, and fry it to basically to order. You know, we can't fry them fast enough to get them through, but you know, that's the secret, is just give people quality, something that they should be expecting from elsewhere but don't always get. And just give them a quality product. That's the way my dad always taught me to do it. Just give them something good and watch them come on in. They'll figure out that you have a good product. And again, it works. And nothing better than that fish sandwich, and then pairing it together with some of our sides that we have to go, like for that 2-day sale, the Silver Star pierogies. But just picking up some of those meatless meals is something you don't have to bother cooking that day. We'll get you something nice to eat. You know, I don't compete with the churches. Please go visit the churches and pick up some Lenten meals as well. You know, you can always stop by for lunch. Don't tell your family you already had lunch with fish sandwich and have one other one for dinner. There's nothing wrong with that. Pick up some cocktail sauce, some tartar sauce.
Oh.
Pick up some of our fresh cut fries, or do the mac and cheese as a pair, haluski as a pair. Those kind of things that we always have on Fridays. And it's not the end. This coming Good Friday's not the end. We do this every Friday of the year. Every single Friday we do the fish sandwiches. And you can buy just the fillet too. You don't have to get it as a sandwich. We do that by the pound. And just a great thing that we like to carry those traditions that I grew up with, that our family has grown up with through the Catholic Church, and like to spread the people that celebrate with us and want to do the meatless meals all through the year. We're glad to oblige and give you a good product.
I think about this day, which is Palm Sunday, as a kid growing up and going to my grandmother's for dinner at 1 o'clock after noon mass and taking, the pieces of palm, and they would end up as either a bookmarker in a book or up above the crucifix, or just, lying somewhere in one of those drawers, and how they became a part of the home and the backdrop. And it's just a wonderful time of year. And obviously with Monday, Thursday, Holy Thursday, Good Friday, Holy Saturday, Easter Sunday, and with Passover beginning on Wednesday, this really is a special time. But what does it all have in connection with each other? Food. There's food connected to this entire week. I mean, the Easter bread, all of this stuff, the Easter basket, the Easter eggs, and obviously the Easter ham as well. And yeah, matzah and, Manischewitz wine and, Streich products. And I absolutely love this holiday. And I love having Passover and Easter kind of overlapping each other.
Yeah, and what does food do? It brings people together. It brings family together. It brings friends together. To be able to talk, enjoy life, over a great meal. So that's the whole point of, the holidays, is the gathering, to get together. People you haven't seen for a while or don't get a chance to sit down and just be able to talk and relax. That's important. That's why we keep our stores closed on Easter Sundays. That's so the families can enjoy, being together, or friends and family. It doesn't always have to be, the family is, it can be a group of friends. You don't have family anymore, or lost a lot of them, or they moved away, friends getting together. I know my girls, they live further away right now because of college, and my older daughter lives up in Cleveland, so they get together separately because they don't have the time to come down, but at least they get together as sisters and get to enjoy it. And then, my twins, actually April 5th, that's my twins' birthday.
Aww.
So happy birthday, Eddie and Bree, coming up on Sunday as well. They get to enjoy it on Easter and again, spend time with their sister. Don't get to see very often. So it's great.
Listen, my son Robbie is 27 today. I love you, Robbie. And here's a guy that can actually do a lot of things good, but he can cook. And I can tell you right now, he could cook a ham. If I drop it off, it'll be done. It'll be delicious. And one of the things that I've talked about, and I see it every day, and I talk to these people in the store, especially when I'm there doing these live broadcasts on Fridays, you have a lot of people in their 20s doing their own cooking now, Frank.
They do, and there's more access than ever. It's shows like this that are out there that give people the confidence and to just listen to some of the recipes that aren't that complicated, that you can make at home, that are just simple, easy to do recipes, not complicated with spices. A lot of our callers come in with healthy recipes or things for games, that kind of stuff. And listening to this show, and not just, you don't have to wake up between 8 and 9, but you can also listen to it. Coonsmarket.com. We have a copy of the shows and previous shows that you can go back and listen to, so that you can listen to on your time. So we also stream, through Odyssey. So you can always go on streaming if you don't have access to the radio or don't have good reception, anything like that. So I know my Aunt Petrina, when she lived in Florida, that she would actually stream the show, in her 90s, and she would stream the show. So, we always look at it's like, oh, it's the younger people that always stream. No, it's not. It's everybody.
And she would always say to me, Joey. I'm like, Joey, what are you talking about? Are you talking about, Jody and Jason's Joey, or are you talking about brother Joey? No, my brother. She would call him Joey.
Yep.
And I thought that was pretty cool. All right, listen, short break. Let's get going. We want to talk Holy Week, seafood recipes and more, and Passover as well. I have a lot of friends in the Jewish community. I love sharing those recipes too. Give us a call. Lots to talk about. First come, first serve. Somebody's going to win a $25 gift certificate. And don't forget, April 1st, 2nd, we've got a giant 2-day sale at Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition.
Your source for the AccuWeather forecast. Hear it on News Radio KDKA.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. One of our guiding principles is to provide great beds at a great value. Our goal is to prove this to our customers every single day. We believe in producing quality mattresses in our factory and selling them directly to you, eliminating the middleman markup. You can rest easy knowing that you're getting a hand-built mattress at a real value. Stop by a location near you. We're confident that you'll be able to see and feel the OMF difference for yourself. Learn more at originalmattress.com.
When you're at a restaurant, do you let someone who doesn't know you order your food? Why should it be any different when buying a mattress? At the Original Mattress Factory, we believe that choosing a mattress should be a personal experience. That's why our knowledgeable sales associates take the time to understand your needs and preferences to help you find the mattress that's right for you. With our wide range of different feels, you're sure to find one that fits your needs. So don't let someone else tell you what you want. Decide for yourself at the Original Mattress Factory.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell. Licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here. Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring. Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now. JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday. Scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet? Just a couple things, huh? Maybe more than a couple.
Ready to celebrate? Hop into Easter festivities with everything you need at Target. First, get ready for your special occasion with 25% off stylish looks. With spring vibes, vibrant colors, and fresh florals, you'll find outfits that match everyone's style. Then, fill up their baskets with endless joy. From select Easter plushies to fun toys they'll love at 20% off. Don't miss out. Make this Easter unforgettable at Target.
The KDKA radio text line is driven by Kenny Ross Auto Group. Find your best deal and Pittsburgh's best warranty at kennyross.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Frank mentioned this to me, and I found it, and I want to mention it to you because you're going to have people celebrating and spending time together right now through Tuesday. Don't forget the Cafe, McKnight Road, Banksville Road, Miller Lite, 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, $12.99, and selected varieties of Old Mountain wines, $10.99. So stop by Banksville, McKnight Road for those two incredible specials. Here's Greg in the North Hills on the Coons Cooking Hour on KDK. Hey, Greg.
I stopped Friday to pick up some kind of sandwich for my wife. I can't remember what kind it was. Anyway, in the process, we got that good bow tie salad you folks make. And then I went over by the orange juice, and there was a cooler with Snyder's, Sarah's candy, chocolate, milk, truffles, something or other. It never made it home. I opened the car, and it was gone. It is the best drink I think I've ever had. It's Snyder's, Sarah's candy, something or other chocolate drink.
Yeah, they've had it out for a couple of years now. That it's more of a seasonal. I don't know if it's all the time. I have to remember if it's all the time or they swap. Sometimes what they do is they just bring another flavor in. It's hard to keep track anymore because so many companies do it. But yeah, it's delicious. I mean, as you can tell.
The other thing is the manager there at McKnight, he is around all the time. I watch him. He is helping the people in the self-service. I never go to self-service. He's helping the people there back. I think he's like the Energizer Bunny. He just, whatever you're paying him, you're getting a deal because he's really good. He's a white-haired fella. I can't remember his name.
It's Tony.
And then we always get in the longest line, and the longest line is always Herschel. Not because he's slow, but because everybody wants to get in line and have Herschel wait on him because he's just outstanding. And we love that store. You guys do a great job.
All right. Hey, thank you very much, Greg. We appreciate you too. Sarah's done some incredible things. They really have. And
yeah, they've gotten smart. You know, it's just funny. They just came up on commercial there too. That they just they've really started to pair and expand their brand out to do some different things and be able to pairing with the dairy company, the dairies out there is just a great idea. Those dairies, you know, they need some excitement too. They need to be able to put some new flavors out too.
You realize the history of Snyder's, 1935, a city dairy, and I was their spokesperson here on KDKA before I met your dad. So I really appreciate Snyder's. Nice that they're doing a lot of new things. But you know, when you think of dairies right now, obviously United Dairy, legendary, but Turner Dairy making a lot of inroads too. So there's a lot of exciting things happening in the dairy industry.
They all have their niches. You know, United has great milk out there and they do some varieties of milk flavors as well. You know, Turner's, people come for the Turner's. They know that the tea.
Love it.
They know the tea. You know, growing up, it was always Taylor that had the good tea. Then it changed to Fikes when they got bought up by Fikes, and then Fikes got bought out by United. Actually, Fikes got bought out by you know, and United does have a great tea as well. They kept that recipe going, and it's amazing how people they really cling to the dairies. You know, which ones they like the best. They don't want to see a national one. They want to see something that's local, because you do get a fresh product when it comes in like that, and just somebody that they can trust. And you know, that's why we use United, and we have people asking for other ones, so we bring them in too. You know, because that's what they're looking for.
Yep, absolutely. Hey man, it's time for the next generation to carry on those great names, and we love doing that for you at Coons Market. Here's Fred, Laurel Gardens on the Coons Cooking Hour, KDK. Hey Fred.
Yeah, good morning, guys. How are you guys doing today?
Oh, wonderful. How are you?
Yeah, Frank, I'd just like to ask you if there's anything to the rumor about Coons moving in to the old Shop and Save and Pines Plaza Shopping Center.
You know, I got to tell you something. I love how these people work it. God bless you. This guy should be a spin doctor, a PR doctor. Freddie, if I had a nickel for everybody that comes up to me, every store that closes, it's either are they moving in or is the rumor true we're moving in? Look, we'd have to hire 1,000 more people for many places that they want us to go. Look, a lot of these stores that people have really come to know and shop and love and appreciate, they are closing and they will remain nameless, and people are losing their grocery stores. But one thing that we do at Coons Market, and I'm sure our CEO, Jody Zeman, would agree, as does Frank, we work very hard at the stores we have, and we understand that people need to be served with a local grocer, and that's what we stand on. So for all of you, we're just a short drive away, 8 locations that serve you, and if your store is closing, we would really be honored if you would click on coonsmarket.com and come and see what we have to offer you. But yeah, everybody wants a Coons Market, and that's a good thing.
They all look for it. That store, that location in particular is so close to our Ingomar store that we would be competing with each other. So, you know, we were offered to be able to look at it, and which I know the store well, and I know the owner very well, actually. And it's just not the fit for us because, again, we'd be competing with ourselves. You know, it's further away from the McKnight Road store, and it's a separate location, shopping area-wise from there. But with our Ingomar store being in there, we felt comfortable not competing with ourselves. That's just not it's. But again, you want to come up, but we talked that we actually have some employees that were interviewing with us that were at that location, and so you'll see some familiar faces if you come up to the Ingomar store. If the McKnight store is closer to you, again, we have some great managers up there as well, and just a fabulous, huge store that especially for us, that we can offer a lot of different things, including that cafe as well.
All right, Freddie. Hey, thanks, bud. We love to see you at Coons Market. Listen, we got to get to a break. Holy Week and Passover. We want to hear from your recipes. Come on, let's do it. 866-391-1020. Someone's going to take home a $25 gift certificate. So I was in Beachview on Friday before I did the live broadcast at Coons and Hopewell. What a charming little community. I was talking about the tea and the tracks, and it's just a quaint place. But between that and West Liberty Avenue, you got Banksville Road in there as well. I could not believe, Frank, how many people shop at the Banksville store that live in Beachview. It's like their neighborhood grocery store.
It is. And, Banksville pulls from different communities because it's kind of in that central. It's kind of like a river going down, that's creeks all feeding the river down the stream. And that's you're up on the hills, Beachview and the Dormonts, and then you come in the Green Tree, and everything trickles on down to the Banksville Road as the main stream, and then into the city. But yeah, people come on down to the Banksville all the time. There's a lot of people that live up there. You've seen it's a huge area as far as population. It's a very dense, and they got like the best transportation around. Like you said, you enjoyed riding with the trolleys right behind them.
I kept looking in my rearview mirror. I hope I'm on the right track. No pun intended. What a cool little community, though.
Yeah, I wish Pittsburgh would have kept all the trolleys in.
You know what?
Maybe there's a pain in doing that. And
in the long run, it might have been really helpful. Especially
it could have been.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're driving on it, it's not so you catch those tracks, but it was always great to see it.
Listen, I do want to thank City Controller Rachel Heisler. I had a great time. Pittsburgh firefighters. I love getting out and meeting the people, but especially in the great city of Pittsburgh. Come on now, let's go. Holy Week and Passover recipes. 866-391-1020.
Is there constantly someone in the family fighting a cold? Fight back with Sniper, a hospital-grade disinfectant that kills viruses and bacteria, and it won't hurt your skin, your pets, or our environment. Hi, this is Larry Richard. Get Sniper. It's safe to use in your home and office. Simply spray and walk away to kill germs for maximum protection. Pick up a bottle of Sniper at your local True Value store or visit disinfectwithsniper.com. Get it now.
100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA. Covered by JP Roofing and Siding. Pittsburgh's #1 platinum roofing company.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
Trust is earned. That's why I've stuck with Straight Talk. Same price since 2009 on Verizon's 5G network. Cause shoot, anyone can make a promise. Keeping it for years, that means something.
Now plans starting at $25 a month with 4 lines. Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Same price claim applies only to the base monthly price of our $45 plan from October 2009 to present.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour, and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
For generations, you've listened to us in your kitchen, catching baseball games on your front porch, and ending your day as your bedtime buddy. Now, you can watch us every day on your TV with our new KDKA Radio YouTube page, or by clicking on KDKARadio.com. It's presented by Metropolitan Windows. Same great content, more live visuals. The voice of Pittsburgh, 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 36 degrees in Pittsburgh International at 8:30. I'm Rob Taylor.
Pittsburgh police are investigating after a man was shot overnight on the south side. He later died at the hospital. That shooting happened around 2:30 this morning at the intersection of South 18th Street and East Carson Streets. No word on what led up to the shooting. No word on any suspect descriptions. Pittsburgh police also investigated a shooting earlier in the overnight hours on the south side at the intersection of South 15th and Bingham Streets. Police say it was unrelated to the deadly shooting. Now, this shooting was road rage related, according to police. One person was detained. No word on the condition of the person who was shot in this incident. In Penn Hills, crews responded to a duplex fire just before 1 this morning on Paul Avenue. No one was injured. The Allegheny County Fire Marshal is investigating the cause of the fire. One firefighter was injured in a fire in Beaver County. Fire started around 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon in the 1500 block of 2nd Street in New Brighton. The roof collapsed due to the fire. Firefighter suffered unknown injuries and was taken to the hospital. No word on the firefighter's condition this morning. Well, a SWAT situation in Pittsburgh ended peacefully Saturday evening. Police were called to the 300 block of Bousman Street in Knoxville around 6:30 on Saturday evening. A man wanted on a warrant had barricaded himself inside a home. After about 2 hours, the man surrendered in the police custody. No one was injured. Well, thousands of people took part in the No Kings protests on Saturday in the Pittsburgh region as part of a nationwide day of protest against President Donald Trump and his policies. The largest turnout was in downtown Pittsburgh. Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis spoke at that event downtown.
Donald Trump has promised to lower costs for Americans on day one. We've seen costs increase. He has created chaos and confusion in our country through the deployment of ICE. And every day he considers to continually erodes our democratic values.
Protests were also held in places like Mount Lebanon, Greensburg, and Uniontown. It was the third nationwide No Kings protest since Trump began his second term as president. KDKA Radio News time is 8:32. We have the AccuWeather forecast next.
Tickets are on sale now for the upcoming season of the Pittsburgh Speakers Series at Heinz Hall, presented by University of Pittsburgh, with Anderson Cooper, former UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson, historian Anne Applebaum, financial journalist Andrew Ross Sorkin, former NASA Administrator Charles Bolden, and acclaimed war photographer Lindsay Addario. For information and tickets, go to pittsburghspeakers.org. Sponsored by News Radio KDKA and the Spanos Group of Raymond James.
We are certainly living in a wild, crazy, and unpredictable world. We never know what to expect on the news when we wake up in the morning. For many of us, it causes anxiety, fear, and a feeling of being totally overwhelmed. This is Dr. Shufo from the Weight Loss and Wellness Center. All that anxiety raises our stress levels caused by our cortisol hormone. Increased cortisols can create belly fat. To help, we have Belly Begone, Stress Release, and Zenxiety. They work. They really do. Call me at 1-800-900-THIN.
I'm Bob Burke, founder and chairman of Burke America Parts Group, a family of brands that includes RepairClinic.com, an appliance and HVAC parts solution company that's grown into an international brand. Before AmericanEagle.com, we partially launched a new technology platform developed by another firm. American Eagle helped take our technology to a whole new level with digital marketing, software development, and business insights into our key markets, appliances, HVAC, and outdoor power equipment, and did so both on time and on budget. AmericanEagle.com has the resources, experience, and talent needed to produce solutions. Our new technology platform, developed by AmericanEagle.com, has produced tremendous results with higher traffic, conversion, engagement, and online revenue. If you have any home repairs you need to take care of, check us out at RepairClinic.com. If you need a world-class website or technology project, then I would highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Call AmericanEagle.com at 773-NETWORK. That's AmericanEagle.com, 773-NETWORK.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings a warmer second half of the weekend despite clouds much of the time. Look for a high of 60, then still cloudy for tonight, but not nearly as chilly, with the low only dropping to 51. That sets up a warmer day for tomorrow, with those clouds yielding a shower or two with a high of 65, then clouds and sun for Tuesday, but even warmer with a high 78. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following program is paid for by Coons Quality Market. the diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, the great Dr. Bridget Shufo coming up next hour, helping you keep the weight off and do it the healthy way. She'll be here, then Accurate Solutions, then the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday show. Here's Chuck in Shaler on the Coons Cooking Hour. Hey, Chuck.
Good morning, Rob. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning.
I've tried something a little bit different. I was looking up Seder dishes, and I found this one that is melting potatoes, and it was something different. It was really good. So basically, I got some Yukon Gold potatoes, about a dozen of them because they was on the smaller side, and I peeled them, cut them in half, then I soaked them in water for about 2 hours, try to get some of the starch out, rinsed them off, then put them on paper towels to completely dry them because I wanted to try to brown them on the grill, and then I took one of the foil pans, put a half a stick of butter, put a little bit of olive oil in there, got that melted, put salt and pepper on the potatoes, put everything on the grill, cranked it up to about 425 for about 20 minutes. Just enough so I could get it brown.
Mm-hmm.
Then, low temperature, flipped them over, and then I put about a half a container of chicken stock, one half of onion diced, topped it with green onions and thyme, and let it cook for about another 30 minutes. It's really slow to let that juice, cook in there. And they had such a different flavor. That thyme really brought the flavor out in it.
Did it soak up did they soak up the broth into them?
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. So when you first put them on, you don't really want to cook them. You just want to cook it enough where you can brown it, but not cook through the whole potato.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I had it around 425. And then when you flipped it over, it really just sucked that up. I was even drinking some of the juice that was left over out of the pan when we was done eating them because it just had it was good.
A little bit of crusty bread soaked that up.
I'm just trying to find something easy that's not expensive, and you can only give so many seafood recipes, and I'm not Jewish, so I don't really know a lot of Jewish recipes. So I looked that up, and it was something different.
It is, and that's actually
would enjoy it.
That'd make a nice side dish any time of year. That for me, like I always remember, my mom would make wine potatoes, which was of course she'd boil them on the stove. I mean, she had red potatoes and cut them into quarters, but she would saute onions near the end she would finish them off with a little bit of wine, and then we always called them purple potatoes, but they always went good with pork chops. That's why every time I think of those potatoes, I always think of a breaded pork chop along with it. Because my dad would always have things paired to his liking. It was my dad's way, and he would pair things together the way he liked, and that's the way it stayed.
But yeah, I don't know. I can only give you so many seafood dishes, and I try to find something that's different that maybe somebody else will make and give you some ideas. Because I get a lot of ideas from listening to the show.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that sounds good.
I know. I think it was last year I went to the one place downtown. It's in the Strip, Penn Fish, and they had a seafood chili, and that's one that I want to try. That's one I haven't I haven't tried it yet, but boy, was it good! It was delicious. So you never know what they're going to have down there, so you can't really just try to pick it apart and know what plant it. You just have to kind of happen upon it and then try to guess.
Hey, Frank, did you pick up any of the Iron City draft beer? The new one that just come out.
I'll have to check. Usually Jason and my the guy, also we have Aaron that takes care of the beer as well. And usually they're on that. So I haven't looked. I haven't been at I didn't get to the McKnight store this week. So I'll check up on it though. And
I'm not an Iron City drinker, but I did pick up some at the beer store.
Was it good?
And it's actually pretty good. It is. It's different. It don't taste like regular Iron City.
I mean, they're growing. Weren't they expanding their plant too?
They are.
Yeah. So I mean, they must be doing pretty well.
They're having a huge draft party out there. It's going to be big, as in the NFL draft with a lot of that new Iron City draft. Yeah. I didn't know anything about that. Tell me about this draft beer a little bit. Go ahead, Chuck.
Yeah, it's a real easy. It's not high alcohol. It's only 4.7.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, you don't get blasted if you have a couple of beers. You want to enjoy a couple of beers and not be burning everything on the grill. But it's really smooth, and almost has. It's almost like you went to the bar and they poured you a draft beer.
Nice.
How some beers taste different on draft. They taste different in a can. They taste different in a bottle. And it's just an easy drinking beer.
Well, yeah, it sounds like something to be able to have, sit when you get home at night. To be a good beer to have, even especially during the summer, and just sit down and have a beer. You're not looking to get, wasted on it. You're looking just to have a nice flavor of a good beer. I'm gonna have to try that one too. Once if I see we have it, I'm buying it.
Well, let me give you the rundown, guys. Says Iron City Beers released a limited edition Iron City Draft Beer in cans to celebrate the 2026 NFL Draft. Makes sense in Pittsburgh. As he mentioned, a little over 4% alcohol, 140 calories. American Lager features special black and gold artwork by Ron Mahoney and is available in 15 packs while supplies last, along being served also at local bars, and hopefully we'll get it in the cafes. If Jason Zima may have already have it in the cafes, and obviously we have some great distributors out there working for us, but it's McKnight Road and Banksville Road, and I will look for it when I'm at McKnight on Friday. So good stuff. So you say it's got some good flavor to it, huh, Chuck?
Yeah, it's just one of the nice beers. Not overpowering, but it's not like a Miller Lite. That's usually my after-work beer because it's low alcohol. But there's a lot more flavor to this. It's not watered down.
Yeah.
And, if Frank don't have it, it's worth getting it if you can get it in, because I think it would sell.
Yeah, if we don't have it yet, it's probably on its way too. I'm gonna double check though on Monday.
I would never lie to you about a beer. If it was good or bad, I would never.
Oh no,
lie
we
to
trust you on that one.
Listen, you're like my mom was with a glass of wine. When you're cooking, you got a little beer handy too, and that's a good thing, man.
Yeah, I'm just a Polish Julia Child, because I don't use wine, I use beer.
Hey, I'll tell you something. I still watch her stuff every once in a while. It's all over YouTube now. She was the best. She did all French cooking, but she was really ahead of her time. It's because of her we have this cooking show.
When I was a kid, I was probably 5 or 6. I'd watch PBS. They would have she would be on PBS, and there was the other Pittsburgh guy too. I forget his name just kind of.
Mr. Rogers.
No, cooking. Mr. Rogers didn't.
Who was the other? Fedamore?
On PBS.
Chris Fedamore?
Maybe he's right. Chef Brockett. No, that was on
Mr. Rogers.
No, it wasn't on Mr. Rogers though. This was an actual cooking show like Julia Child. The guy that does
Gelatin Gourmet.
Was it Seebeck?
No, he was on ABC.
Seebeck?
Oh, okay.
Rick Seebeck. He didn't do a cooking show, but I know
they did do cooking shows though.
Cooking shows, but he didn't have a regular cooking.
No, he didn't have a regular cooking show, but I'd see it. I'd watch on there too when he would come on.
Mm-hmm. Good. Yeah, Rick Seebeck. He loves food for sure.
But if you watch the old Julia Child episodes, I think she was half blasted by the time she was making dinner. She
it's so delicious.
Too much cherry.
It's so delicious.
I saw her holding up the chicken. Woo! Yeah.
But I tell you, Meryl Streep played her life story, but I've done a lot of research on her. She did strictly French cooking, but she was madly in love, never had any kids, great husband, and she created an amazing brand, and she did it up until, there'd be no Martha Stewart if there wasn't Julia Child. So we owe a lot to Julia Child.
No, she really kicked it off on TV like that, something that's been around for a while. And then all the cookbooks that follow. And, think about it, we're still talking about her.
Well, I'll tell you something else fascinating me. I watched an hour, and I never sit for an hour, on the history of McDonald's the other day. They started in 1940. And guess what they served, guys, before French fries?
You got me, probably hot dogs.
Potato chips. And they also used to serve popcorn. Pretty cool stuff. What an amazing legacy. They're still around worldwide now since 1940. That's pretty impressive, man.
With the very similar menu, too.
Mm-hmm. But they did show burgers then compared to today.
Well, they're a little smaller now.
Yeah, a little smaller, but they're still good. But the thing that really impressed me, and, we have our fish sandwich, too, but they did a lot of cutting-edge stuff back in the day, with that, that filet of fish sandwich and
there's
stuff.
Things that they brought into fast food that had never been seen before. Where else do you see until recently the fish sandwich like they sell at McDonald's? No, it's nowhere compared to what we do, but to bring it out to the masses and be able to do it in a minute, while you're waiting.
Go ahead. What were you going to say, Chuck?
I said that's what they need to do at their new store, put a drive-through through there. for all your takeout food. That'd be fantastic.
Listen.
Yeah, drive through, and we're working on a couple things more onto which would pair in with the delivery side. But we're working on a couple things there. But drive through would be a nice
are fantastic.
No, thanks.
But their chicken, you could have your own chicken stand. I'm serious. I'm completely serious with that. It's really good chicken.
No, thanks. Yeah, I worked on development, and we're working on. We've been going to food shows. There's something we're working on probably some improvements on our chicken tender itself, and those will be coming soon as well. In fact, I'm going Monday again to another place to go. We're making tours right now and trying some different things. When I see something that's not quite what we want it to be, then that's when we start doing taste testings and some driving around and picking up recipes before we create our own.
Speaking of chicken, I'll give you one. I'll give you one more, guys. It started in the mid-'70s in Japan, and now they do decorated buckets and all sorts of things. Do you know what the number one meal in Japan is on Christmas Day? Because they really had no tradition, no food. Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Well, I can tell you here in Pittsburgh on Christmas Eve, fried chicken, because our fryers don't stop.
Gone.
I didn't know until I came over and started working at a delis 15 years, 20 years ago, whatever it was now. And I'm like, what do you mean we have to stay? I mean, I missed church. Like I had to apologize to my mom and dad. It's like I'm still frying chicken. Of course, my dad's like, keep frying. You can go to church tomorrow.
We'll say a prayer for you.
Yeah.
Hey, Chuck, always love hearing from you, buddy. Have a great week, okay?
Yeah, you too, good guys. Nice talking to you.
All right, there you go.
Nice talking to you.
Boy, that guy. I know. You're going to end up having me go to that house one day and shoot a video with him. I'm telling you. He's kind of become a fixture. I mean, this guy is like boom, 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 email, showing pictures, email, showing pictures.
If they get a trailer, strap a grill to it, we'll make a traveling team.
Yeah. I'm going to be out.
Chuck's retirement party.
McKnight Road, live, little after 3, the final one of our fabulous Fish Fry Fridays. I told Frank, I got done this Friday. I was so tired, man. I'm trying to shop. I'm barely hanging on to that cart, just trying to get to my car. That takes a lot out of you, man. We have a lot of moving parts. We had a bunch of wonderful listeners like Kathy from Imperial jump in. So we're going to be doing it one more time. We'll be out in front of the deli, Coons Market, McKnight Road, a little after 3 this coming Friday. And Frank will be joining me, too, as we celebrate a fabulous Fish Fry Friday. 866-391-1020. Your Pratt Pack back in just a couple of minutes with more calls talking seafood recipes for Holy Week and Passover and Seder meals. Passover begins on Wednesday, April 1st.
It's the little things. The information you need. People you know. The little things that make a big difference. The voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Columbia Gas of Pennsylvania is committed to the communities they serve, ensuring that all their customers stay safe and warm in their homes during the cold winter months. To ensure that no one goes without heat when the temperatures drop, Columbia Gas offers energy efficiency and bill payment assistance programs to make their customers' lives easier. To learn more about the valuable services available through Columbia Gas, call 1-888-460-4332 or visit online at columbiagaspa.com.
With multiple tri-state neuropathy centers treatment locations throughout the region, relief from peripheral neuropathy has never been more accessible and successful. Here's Sean Ritchie, founder and DC of Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, with one of his stories from helping over 15,000 patients regain their comfort, mobility, and quality of life.
James from Youngwood suffered for 10 years. He had all the symptoms of neuropathy, the numbness, the pain, the burning, the stabbing, even had these jumpy legs at night. It was destroying his life, and he had to quit his job. After going through our non-invasive treatment program, we were able to get him pain-free, sleeping again. In fact, he told me he went hunting this year and was able to do it without any problem.
Tri-State Neuropathy Centers help James. Let them help you next. Call 724-940-9000 for an initial free consultation. That's 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy. Learn more at marydanston.com.
Larry Older here. Let me share Brian's story from Alabama, my mom's home state. He tells us after taking Relief Factor for just 3 weeks, at least 90% of my pain is gone. My pain has started to limit me at work and at home, and now I'm amazed at how much relief I've gotten, end of quote. These are Brian's own words, and they speak volumes about what Relief Factor can do for you. I've told you about my buddy Tom, an avid golfer out on the green almost every single day. He says without Relief Factor, he wouldn't be able to swing freely because of shoulder pain or back pain. But since taking it, he said he stayed active, comfortable, and confident in his swing. He is a scratch golfer. That's why I encourage you to try Relief Factor yourself and see what it can do for you. Don't wait. If you're dealing with daily pain, launch your 3-week quick start and see what Relief Factor can do for you. 800-4-RELIEF, 800 the number 4-RELIEF, or go to relieffactor.com. That's relieffactor.com. How will it feel to be out of pain? 800-4-RELIEF, relieffactor.com.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
Here we go. Don't forget, giant 2-day sale, April 1st, 2nd. Coons Market just in time for Passover and the Easter season. Let's say hi to Peter in Crafton. Hey, Pete, how you doing? Good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen. I have what you need is some flounder and matzo meal. Now, what you do is you get yourself some 3-4 nice pieces of flounder, and then in a bowl, in a dish, you add 1 cup of matzo meal, 1/3 cup of rice flour, 1.5 teaspoons of onion powder and garlic powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of turmeric, and you mix that all together. Now, in another dish, you pour some milk in it, and you dip your flounder in your milk on both sides. Then you put it in your matzo meal breading and pat both sides. Sit on a rack while you do the other 3 flounders. Then you put 3 or 4 tablespoons of oil in a pan, get it nice and hot, and fry your flounder on both sides till it's golden brown. Then what you do is you put it on a clean rack to drain some of the oil off, and then put it on a plate. You can serve it with some chopped red cabbage with lemon juice and kosher salt, and put that on the side of the plate with your flounder. And it's delicious, too.
That's great. I
And
like a
that's
nice
my
flounder.
recipe.
I like a nice flounder. Does the matzo give a nice crispier texture?
Yes.
Good. So more like a panko kind of a texture. That's be interesting.
Yes, very good. Then that's your Passover fish.
Oh, perfect.
Thanks, Pete. Appreciate it. All right, Frankie, let's hit it really hard because Passover, Easter, we have great selections and everything you need to celebrate the holiday. Go ahead.
Yeah, right now, you can't forget. We have our Sugardale semi-boneless whole hams at $1.19 a pound. We also have our Amish Country Farm Brand spiral cut ham. It's at about an 8-pound ham, $2.49 a pound. You're picking up some Chilean salmon fillets. We have their skin on, their frozen product. Got the whole fillet. They're about 2 to 3 pounds, $7.99 a pound. And all of your other Easter hams. One of our feature hams that we like to hang our hat on, Silver Star. That's that local product right there. That's a natural juice, what we're going to call a natural juice ham, because they put the minimum pump in, the minimum cure in order to make the ham. So it's not overloaded with salt. It's a lower sodium ham. It's going to be a lower sodium than any of the other hams out there. And it's got a nice flavor to it. We have those at every single store. We carry for people looking for boar's head. We do carry the boar's head sweet slice ham. Again, in all of our stores, they're $6.99 a pound in our meat departments. And don't forget, the different little things. So we have our semi-boneless leg of lamb for $9.99 a pound. We have the boneless leg of lambs for $10.49 a pound. Bob Evans sides and mashed potatoes, $3.88 each. We have Alaskan cod fillets. If you're looking for something good for Good Friday, $11.99 a pound. Or we have in the frozen tilapia fillets. It's about a 5 to 7 ounce fillet, and they're $2.49 a pound. And you didn't hear me wrong. It's $2.49 a pound. And tilapia is going to be similar, a little bit stronger, fishier flavor, not much stronger, but just a little bit. But it's like a flounder, as a thin cut like that. And it's a great one of those hidden fishes that a lot of people still don't know. And Of course, we have all your different beer and wine selections in our cafes for something quick. We sell Sarah's candies in all stores. In some stores, with select location, we do the Betsy Ann candies. We do the Anderson candies. We do Betsy Ann, Anderson, and Roslyn. We also do. So, and all your little novelties, little Easter decorations, that kind of stuff, we have them. These are little things that you can just pick up in your gifts. You go over to our floral department, just little trinkets, little gifts. Yeah, we're looking for some little present for someone you don't see very often. They're coming into town. Pick up something a little bit small, or, you have someone that just needs their day brightened up.
All right, let's get a break in here. He could go on forever. Stay with us.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
The biggest reason Metropolitan Window Company has been in business since 1978 is our huge list of satisfied customers.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you're getting expertise and attention to detail from a trusted business that puts your needs first.
You're also getting our exclusive Infinity from Marvin 100% fiberglass windows that are built for life.
The most important part of a window is the framing. Fiberglass frames won't lose their dimensional integrity. They're the strongest, longest-lasting window you can buy.
And right now, you can save 20% and get financing on every window and door product we offer.
Stop by one of our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
With Aetna, I always get a quick answer, and I don't have to search on the internet. They go above and beyond to help me with whatever I need.
Those words from a real Aetna Medicare Advantage member speak to why U.S. News & World Report named us a best Medicare Advantage company. Because we show up on calls with members and doctor's offices when requested. We show up with access to convenient care options. We show up for you. Because that's how healthier happens together. Member feedback has been edited for length and clarity.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. One of our guiding principles is to provide great beds at a great value. Our goal is to prove this to our customers every single day. We believe in producing quality mattresses in our factory and selling them directly to you, eliminating the middleman markup. You can rest easy knowing that you're getting a hand-built mattress at a real value. Stop by a location near you. We're confident that you'll be able to see and feel the OMF difference for yourself. Learn more at originalmattress.com.
When you're at a restaurant, do you let someone who doesn't know you order your food? Why should it be any different when buying a mattress? At the Original Mattress Factory, we believe that choosing a mattress should be a personal experience. That's why our knowledgeable sales associates take the time to understand your needs and preferences to help you find the mattress that's right for you. With our wide range of different feels, you're sure to find one that fits your needs. So don't let someone else tell you what you want. Decide for yourself at the Original Mattress Factory.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
The diet can continue Monday. This is the Coons Cooking Hour on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, so this is for Chuck and everybody planning ahead. Easter traditions and ham and lamb recipes a week from today. So before Doc Schufo gets in here, we're going to draw this week's winner of that $25 gift certificate from Coons Market, your neighborhood grocer, Coons Market, a Pittsburgh tradition. Frank.
This week's winner is Peter in Crafton.
Pete, congratulations. You have won the grand prize. Enjoy everything about it. So, listen, all I know is if you're looking for something for Easter, one-stop shop, Coons Market, Fabulous Fish Fry Friday. I'm live again this week at the McKnight Road store. You can watch it stream on Facebook, on my page, on their page, and it really has been a lot of fun over the last month plus, and we're going to wrap it up a little after 3 Eastern, and Frank will be joining me for that broadcast. So if you need to do some last-minute Easter shopping or you want to get one of those Fabulous Fish Fry Friday sandwiches and you're going to be anywhere in the McKnight Road store, please stop in and say hello. Frank, always a pleasure. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
Have a good Sunday.
All right, now this is what's on tap with your Pratt Pack. Rob's going to check in with the news at 9 in just a few seconds, and then Dr. Schufo will be here, and then Accurate Solutions, and then a big day on the Coons Market Black and Gold Sunday Show. Pirates who've lost 2 straight in New York. They wrap up that weekend series today at Citi Field. But before they play ball, we have got some discussion with Joe Giordano, former Pitt Panther baseball coach, now at IMG Academy, B.B. Flannery, the former Duquesne Duke star, talking college basketball, and Coach Barkley of Seneca Valley, the former Green Bay Packer, the countdown to the NFL Draft. All still to come today on KDKA. It's 9 o'clock.
The preceding program was paid for by Coons Quality Market.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 38 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 9 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. Pittsburgh police investigating two separate shootings on the south side overnight. The first shooting happened around midnight at the intersection of South 15th Street and Bingham Streets. Police say it was a road rage-related incident. One person was shot, one person detained by police. No word on the condition of the person who was shot. 2.5 hours later, around 2:30 this morning, another shooting on the south side about 3 blocks away at the intersection of South 18th Street and East Carson Street. A man was found there, shot multiple times, taken to the hospital where he later died. No word on any suspect descriptions, no word on what led up to the shooting. At Rivers Casino on the north side this morning, Pittsburgh police say a Jeep crashed through the glass doors by the elevators on the 4th floor parking garage. A man and woman inside those doors were injured. They were taken to the hospital in stable condition. The Jeep that police say crashed through those glass doors fled the scene, but police say they have the license plate number of the Jeep. As of now, police have not located the Jeep or the driver of that Jeep. Crews in Penn Hills responded to a fire at a duplex just before 1 this morning on Paul Avenue. No one was injured. Allegheny County Fire Marshal investigating the cause of the fire. Well, a Pittsburgh Regional Transit employee had to be rescued after falling into a trench at the South Hills Junction garage. This happened Saturday morning around 9 o'clock. The adult male was pinned at the bottom of a narrow 12-foot deep concrete trench, which also was partially filled with oil. The man was rescued by first responders using a rope and a tripod to pull him up to safety. He was then decontaminated from the oil he was covered in and then transported to the hospital. The man sustained arm and spinal injuries. He's in stable condition. KDK Radio News Time. We're coming up on 9:03 on this Sunday morning. We have the AccuWeather forecast coming up next.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for 26 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
Are you a parent of a 2 to 8-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting offer, then head to abcmouse.com/radio to learn more. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
We're offering a promo at abcmouse.com/radio to try it for free for a month, then $14.99 per month until canceled. Go to abcmouse.com/radio to see this offer. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Actual ABC Mouse users compensated for their testimonials, sponsored by Age of Learning.
Think back to the last time you were in nature. What comes to mind? Hiking through a lush forest, floating on a lazy river, or perhaps watching a vibrant sunset on a beach full of glistening plastic bottles and food wrappers. Unfortunately, this isn't a joke. Here in the US, we generate the most plastic waste in the world, with 70% of it ending up in landfills. And by the time you're done listening to this ad, more than a dump truck's worth of plastic will have made it into the ocean. Plastic has become a useful part of our everyday lives, but it's polluting the air, water, and soil that all life needs to survive. This is a human problem that can be solved with human action. But it's going to take all of us, from individuals to businesses to governments and everyone in between. Help create a cleaner future for both people and nature. Visit wwf.earth/plastics.
As veterans, we've lived through ups and downs. For many of us, alcohol's been there for both. Over time, we realized that a bottle of beer isn't a bottle of beer, and 2 fingers of whiskey are more than just the liquid. What we're really consuming when we drink is time. Sometimes it's a good time. Time with new friends in a bar, old friends over cards, or just a moment to unwind at the end of a long day. Sometimes it's wasted time. Time that could be better spent focusing on things we never finished and reconnecting with those we lost touch with or pushed away. But sometimes that drink is time that gets out of hand. It's time spent apologizing. And sometimes it's time with a heavy cost. If you feel your alcohol consumption has become unmanageable, VA has treatments to help you manage. Visit va.gov/recovery.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings a cloudy but warmer second half of the weekend with a high of 60, and those clouds stick around for tonight too, preventing temperatures from dropping all that much. Look for a low of 51, then cloudy and warmer tomorrow with a shower or two, the high 65. The warmth peaks on Tuesday with a mix of clouds and sun with a high of 78. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is paid for by Dr. Shufo's Weight Loss and Wellness. Information on the program is intended to solely further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience. News Radio KDKA does not guarantee the accuracy of any of the information aired on the following program.
These are the people, the movers and shakers, the businesses, the people you know in your community who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020, KDKA.
All right, so it's Palm Sunday. Passover begins Wednesday, rolling into the warmer weather, the holidays, vacations. You want to feel better. Loose-fitting clothing always feels a lot better when the sun is shining. Today, do not miss this opportunity with Dr. Bridget Shufo to make the call, 1-800-900-THIN. Very easy to remember, 1-800-900-THIN. Lose the weight, feel great, stay healthy, stay happy, and you're on your way. And we always have a great opportunity to save a whole lot of money to help you save when it comes to future medical bills, because you'll get rid of the weight and you'll be happy and healthier a whole lot longer. Look, you got the PhD, you're the doc, you understand modern medicine. One of the biggest problems in this country, and the older you get, even if it's an extra 25 pounds or, hey, been there, done that, 50 or 100 pounds, you are a walking case of dynamite. You have to get the weight off. We want you to look happy. We want you to think happy. We want you to be smart. We want you to be sexy. We want you to be all that you want to be. But we want you to be around for a long time so you can celebrate life, be with your family, your kids, your grandchildren. And the only way you do it is to monitor that weight and your BMI. Dr. Bridget Shufo.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Hey, you know what? Get paper and pen today. Grab a piece of paper and some pen because, or your phone, and you can tell where I am, paper and pen, the old days, or your phone. I want to give you some formulas today. Very, very, very easy formulas. But I'm typically not a numbers person, but I'm going to give you some numbers today. So just so you can be more informed when you look at foods and you look at food labels, this type of thing. But I will say the special is buy one, get the other 25% off. So buy one, get the second product 25% off. Buy one, get the second product 25% off. And what that means, if something is $65, you get the second product for what, $37.50? Is that what it comes?
Yeah, and that's
figure out the math, Rob.
Big set. Don't make me do too much now. We'll leave that up to you because you've got the brain cells. But the bottom line is, I know a good deal when I see one, and you're saving money. but these products can go such a long way in helping you achieve your goals. And the great thing, and here's the other thing, I just told this to Frank off the air. All these weight loss companies that have come and gone, they can say what they want, but the one person who's still standing 4 decades later with a building, with a PhD degree, she's still in this region, still the top, the person everybody goes to when they want advice, especially when it comes to losing weight, is you. So there has to be something in Dr. Bridget Shufo, 1-800-900-THIN. Top products, great savings, and the formula, and these formulas she's going to share with you, they absolutely work, and I can attest to that.
They do. Okay, first one. Take your weight. Okay, would you like to share your weight on air?
Yeah, 195.
Okay, put a 0 at the end of it.
Okay.
So 1,950.
Right.
That's how many calories it takes to maintain your weight every day.
Oh, I can eat a little bit more then.
1,950. So whatever your weight is, if it's 170, add a 0, it takes 1,700 calories to maintain that. Now, here's the negative to that. A piece of cake may have 700 to 1,000 calories. One piece of cake may have that many calories. So then you're only left with, if you're 170, then you're only left with 700, 1,000 more calories. Here's the positive to that is, because I'll always start with positive, or go with positive, is chicken. Chicken may have just 150 calories.
I eat a lot of chicken.
So therefore, yes. So it's the protein, it's the vegetables, and it's the fruit that have far less calories than the starches, the alcohol, the dairy, and the sweets. So again, here's the formula. Take your weight, add a 0, and that's how many calories it takes to lose or to maintain your weight. Now, to lose weight, 3,500 calories in a pound. So if you take 500 calories off of that 19, what did you say you were at?
1950.
1950.
Right.
Then 500 calories off every day, you'd lose 1 pound a week.
Wow. Is this your formula?
No.
I was going to say, this is really good.
This is forever formula.
Wow.
So because there's 3,500 calories in a pound, 7 days in a week.
Okay, now cake is not one of them, but you've talked about good calories before. Are there good calories? Like when it comes to like protein, steak, better if it has more.
Absolutely. Protein, vegetables, and fruit are where you want 80 to 85% of your eating. Can have unlimited protein. Now that we had a little bit of issues this past 6 weeks because of fried fish on Fridays. The fish fries, it means fish, not fried fish. That's, 90% of the fish fries. So I'm talking about a piece of broiled fish, a piece of baked fish, chicken, steak, pork. And I'll give you this hint. The more fish you eat in a week, in a day, in a month, the more you'll lose weight.
Why?
The better you'll lose weight. Fish just is metabolized quickly, yet it gives a great amount of protein. And so it keeps the body going, but at the same time on fewer calories.
All right, we're going to go to break, but before we do, you buy one product, you get the second one 25% off. 1-800-900-THIN. But when you're calling for that now and you leave your name and number, say you want to get counseled, say you want to spend time with her, that's what separates her from everyone else. And that phone number right now you can call. Don't put it off. 1-800-900-THIN. 1-800-900-THIN. And products are good for if you develop gut issues or you're dealing with gut issues. You can help people with that too.
I have a supplement called Gut Health. And more people who don't even want to lose weight come in and get it. That's how good it is. And my fish oils and essential fatty acids, I call them body shapers. You can't, they're fabulous. They're wonderful. They're the best product there is. I've heard this over and over again from many people throughout the states even who I've given them to. So body shapers for the fish oils and gut health for your gut.
All right, so 1-800-900-THIN, 1-800-900-THIN. Call that number right now. Dr. Bridget Schufa, who will be back with us in April as well, and you can bring me some of that gut health if you don't mind.
Okay.
I want to try it.
Yeah, it's great.
Yep. All right, so short break. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more in just a moment.
News, weather, traffic, and business every day. Hear it on News Radio KDKA.
Are you struggling with hearing loss? Do friends and family complain that your TV is too loud? Are you tired of asking people to repeat themselves? If you want to hear clearly again, but don't want a bulky hearing aid that makes you look old, you need to try Atom X by Audion Hearing. The Atom X is a life-changing breakthrough, precisely designed by top audio engineers, fits comfortably in your ear, is nearly invisible, and lets you adjust your sound so you can hear conversations clearly, at home, at dinner, or on the go. And right now, you can try the Atom X risk-free for 45 days. Call Audion Hearing now at 800-295-HEAR. That's HEAR for a 45-day risk-free home trial with free shipping and money-back guarantee. The Atom X is lightweight, rechargeable, practically invisible, and costs 90% less than prescription hearing aids. Don't miss out. Call 800-295-HEAR for complete details. That's 800-295-4327. Hearing for everyone. Audion Hearing.
You shouldn't go anywhere without Sniper. Larry Richard with Andy Amrine from EV True Value Hardware.
Sniper, your hospital-grade disinfectant, kills all those germs, bacteria, viruses, mold, everything, Larry. Sniper, your hospital-grade disinfectant. You need it for your home, your office, your car, everywhere. Let's get those germs killed now.
Simply spray and walk away. Available at participating True Value Hardware stores or online at disinfectwithsniper.com.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. Cordell & Cordell is the largest family law firm in the country with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. If you or someone you care about is facing a family law issue, let us set up a 1-hour Cordell Consult. The Cordell Consult is a meeting with a local attorney who will give you clear guidance about your options, whether it's a separation, a postnuptial agreement, divorce, or custody. CordellCordell.com.
Pittsburgh and Cranberry Township. Joseph Cordell. Licensed in Missouri and Illinois only.
SchultzFord.com. 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 SchultzFord.com.
Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
These are the people who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, Doc Schufo is here. Tell him why now's the best time if you want to feel your best by the summertime. I mean, this is the perfect go time.
April, May, June. April, May, June, we can cause a lot of good damage in those 3 months. Then come the 4th of July, you're 40 pounds lighter. Who wouldn't want that? Clothes fitting, confidence being built, self-esteem being built, self-worth being built. Feeling good when you walk into a room, you can hold your head up high. The idea of heart disease, lung disease, dementia, cancers, rheumatoid arthritis, any of the joint issues, bad knees, bad back, bad hips, all of that decreases when you have excess weight on your body. All of it, not even to mention diabetes with the sugar level. So why is it a good, well, you know my answer to that. Anytime is a good time to get healthy. Anytime is a good time to get healthy. The thing why people don't take the plunge to say, okay, I'm going to do it, is because fear of failure. Fear of failure. I've done this so many times before. Why would this program be any different? What makes her think I'll lose the weight? Because you will. I don't give up on you. You will lose the weight. There's all kinds of tips and strategies up my sleeves, and we'll make it work no matter if you're retired, no matter if you're a worker, no matter if you watch children, no matter if you have 5 jobs, we'll make it work. If you're going on vacation, we make it work. I don't say starve when you're going on vacation. I never say starve, and I never say don't eat this, don't eat that. I'll give you hints of how to eat and what to eat in this whole process. I never think about the next 12 weeks. I think about Rob Pratt 5 years from now. How is he going to eat 5 years from now, which will keep the weight off of him once and for all? So know that, everybody. I'm in it for the long haul of getting the weight off of you and letting it stay off once and for all. And there's a lot of things that I'm going to do. I'm going to inform you. I'm going to give you information so that you will make better choices as life goes on. What program says you may have unlimited, yes, unlimited protein? What is protein? Anything that walks, swims, or flies. Anything that has a mother. Anything that has a face. So you can eat 50 pounds of chicken. You want 4 steaks tonight? Sure. Enjoy them. You want a big pot roast? Enjoy it. You want a lot of shrimp, a lot of oysters. Hello, my Tommy P, who turned me on to oysters a while ago. I love you. Oysters. You can have shrimp. You can have any seafood, any chicken, any turkey, any beef, any pork. You can have all of that. Unlimited. So now that I told you that, Rob, if you had and eggs, skim milk, unsweetened almond milk, eggs, fish, chicken, turkey, pork, all of that, beef, all of that, veal.
Listen, I'm complete. If I have a little rotisserie chicken, a little bit of turkey, maybe a steak or two, I'm fine. I mean, you don't realize until you get on this program or these programs or these products that she talks about how quickly you adapt, but your overall personality feels so much better. And I want people to know, at times in my life, thought to myself, boy, I'm such a dark place and I want it to get better and I'm sad and everything just seems to have a dark cloud over it. You know, the tears of a clown, laughing on the outside, crying on the inside, because it's my profession. I got to put on my best face and best foot forward. Dr. Shufo, because of this degree being, all of the places she's gone collegiately, the degrees she's gotten, PhD, she's someone that you can talk to. You can go and actually get counseled, because the majority of people, why they don't lose weight and they get off so quickly from it, because they're depressed, because they're overweight, and when it doesn't start on the right foot, they go right back to their happy place, or what they think their happy place is, by eating all the foods that they don't need. This is what separates you from everyone else, because you literally hold their hand when they're going through that dark place to get started to lose the weight.
And when do we go to food? We go to food, the 7 emotions. Let me list them again. Boredom, especially with retirement. I'm bored. I live by myself. What's in the refrigerator? Okay. Next one is stress. Stress eating. When we get stressed, whether it be physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, or financial stress, we go to the kitchen, grab something. Then the next one is anxiety, and we live in such an anxious world, a very, very anxious world. And when we do that, we go into the kitchen again. We go into the pantry. We grab the chips. We grab the crackers. We do that. Next is depression. Anxiety can lead to depression, where we just don't feel good about anything in life. Maybe you're a widow. Maybe you're a widower and just not feeling great about life. But the weight comes on, and then you're feeling worse because, 1, you don't feel physically well, and then 2, it hits the emotions and the mental status. Then so think about it. Boredom, stress, anxiety, depression, happiness. It's an emotion. What do we do when let's celebrate, Rob? Let's go out. Let's have some drinks. Oh, let's get dessert because we're celebrating tonight. We don't do that all the time. So let's have a big dessert, Rob. Next is sadness. What do we do when we go to a funeral or when somebody dies? We take food over. Mm-hmm. We go to the funeral. There's a luncheon typically afterwards. We eat. And so much of the time, it's a spaghetti dinner. Many, many, many times. And you know what the 7th emotion is that we go to food for solving it is anger. When we're angry, and we want to crunch. That's another one that does it. Mm-hmm. So know that we typically eat out of emotions, and that's not how we were supposed to eat when we were created. We were supposed to eat that food is fuel. Food is fuel. And that's one of the things that I work with you over a period of time. And you're right. So much, it's the counseling, it's the counseling, it's the counseling.
No one does the counseling. End of story. No one has a PhD. No one will sit with you in their office and you get counseled as long as you get product, as long as you get on a program. That comes with it as well. And that's the most important part of what she does. Nowhere. No one will give you that like Dr. Shufo.
Everybody says it's the count. They said
it is.
The eating plan is great, but that's pretty black and white. Once you give it to us, we got it. Okay. Well, you know what? All of the listeners out there, 99% know what to eat. I'm not telling anything new on this mic. Everybody knows what to eat. They know that if you start eating cake every day and if you overdo ice cream and if you have lots and lots of alcohol and if you have lots of pasta and if you have that, blah, 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 everybody knows that will put weight on you. But it's the counseling that goes with the eating plan, with the supplements. Why supplements? Because supplements make the losing process easier and faster. So more efficiently and more effective. And then the next thing is when you see the weight coming off, when you see 10 pounds off in 3 weeks, you say, oh, and you start feeling good. Oh, I'm down 10 pounds. I wasn't able to do this before. And when you have a slip, I'm there to pick you right back up again. How many times have you tried to lose weight and you do good for 2, maybe 3 days, and then the devil comes in and gives you a piece of pie. And you say, oh, I blew it. I may as well finish this pie because it's there. I'll finish it tonight. So then I'll start again tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow never comes. Procrastination is the biggest enemy of being healthy and weight loss.
Tell them about the special, please.
Special is buy one supplement, get the second one 25% off. Buy one, get the second one 25% off.
That's it. 1-800-900-THIN. 1-800-900-THIN. We got 1 minute to the break. Remember what you would do with the palm that you would get from Palm Sunday. Behind the crucifix, in the little bill drawer, basically on the table, in parts of your houses, buy pictures of loved ones, religious symbols, the Virgin Mary, picture of Jesus, how that palm used to be such a wonderful thing to take home on Palm Sunday growing up as a kid.
I will be doing that at 11:30 for me.
There you go. She is Dr. Bridget Shufo, always willing to step up, always willing to help, making a difference, the counseling, the products, the expertise, almost a half a century doing what she does. She's still standing. Why? Because she is the best at what she does, and she's the most passionate. 1-800-900-THIN. Call now. Leave your name and number. Get in on the opportunity. You buy one product, you get the second product, 25% off. 1-800-900-THIN. 1-800-900-THIN.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. Many retailers use a computer program to tell you which mattress to buy after answering a few questions. That's not how finding the right mattress works. At OMF, our associates take the time to understand your specific needs. They'll guide you through our showroom, explain the differences between models, and help you select the right mattress. No computers, no gimmicks, just personal attention and quality mattresses built locally. Visit any showroom and experience the OMF difference for yourself.
Hi, Paul Alexander here to let you know the KDKA has planned a fabulous 5-day Arizona getaway this September, and it's filling up fast. My wife, Shelley, and I want you to join us for an unforgettable trip based in beautiful Flagstaff, a relaxed mountain town that makes the perfect home base. From there, we'll explore the incredible red rocks of Sedona, travel by rail to the breathtaking Grand Canyon, a bucket list spot that everyone needs to see at least once. And then we'll take in the stunning scenery around Lake Powell with its deep blue water and wide open views. It's the perfect mix of sightseeing, natural beauty, and plenty of time to just enjoy where we are. And September is truly the sweet spot. Comfortable weather, no summer crowds, and everything planned for you. No guessing, no stress. Just show up and enjoy Arizona. Space is limited. Seats are disappearing quickly. Visit travelwithkdk.com or call 800-383-3131. Again, travel with KDK.com or call 800-383-3131. Can't wait to see you there.
Y108 presents Odyssey, The Night Before, powered by Bowser Chevrolet, starring Jason Aldean.
Hey, what's up, Pittsburgh? I'm Jason Aldean.
With special guests John Morgan and Shane Prophet. Wednesday, April 22nd, inside the Event Center at Rivers Casino, Pittsburgh. Get your start started.
what y'all say we have a little bit of fun. Y'all ready?
You can't buy a ticket to this show. You can only win your way in. Full details at Y108.com. Presented by Miller Lite and brought to you by Giant Eagle, Pool City, True Green, and Broken Bow Records.
From the Aetna Medicare Studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 37 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 9:30. I'm Rob Taylor. Pittsburgh police say a Jeep crashed through the glass doors by the elevators in the Rivers Casino parking garage. This happened on the 4th floor around 4 o'clock this morning. A man and woman inside those doors were injured. They were taken to the hospital in stable condition. Meanwhile, the Jeep, police say, fled the scene, but police say they have the license plate number of the Jeep, and as of now, they are still searching for the Jeep or the driver of that Jeep. Crews in Penn Hills responded to a duplex fire just before 1 o'clock this morning on Paul Avenue. No injuries reported. Allegheny County Fire Marshal investigating the cause of the fire. And one firefighter was injured in a fire in Beaver County. This happened Saturday around 4 o'clock in the afternoon in the 1500 block of 2nd Street. That's in New Brighton. The roof collapsed due to the fire. Firefighter suffered unknown injuries, was taken to the hospital. No word on the firefighter's condition this morning. KDK Radio News Time, 9:31. Next updates at 10. I'm Rob Taylor on the Voice of Pittsburgh. News Radio, KDK.
Is your child glued to their phone, endlessly scrolling Instagram, watching TikTok, living on Snapchat or YouTube? If so, they may be silently developing a serious addiction to social media platforms. Countries all around the world are banning these highly addictive apps for kids under 16. Go to socialmedia66.com right now to see if you qualify for potential compensation. Lawsuits worth millions now allege major social media companies intentionally design these platforms to addict kids under 18. Research links excessive use to depression, anxiety, eating disorders, inappropriate adult exposure, and even suicidal thoughts. If your child suffered serious emotional or psychological harm tied to social media use, you may qualify for potential compensation. Go to socialmedia66.com for a free case review. That's socialmedia66.com.
This is a paid advertisement for legal services by the Goldwater Law Firm in Phoenix, Arizona. Primary legal services performed by co-counsel law firms. For additional disclaimers, go to goldwaterlawfirm.com.
Ready to celebrate? Hop into Easter festivities with everything you need at Target. First, get ready for your special occasion with 25% off stylish looks. With spring vibes, vibrant colors, and fresh florals, you'll find outfits that match everyone's style. Then, fill up their baskets with endless joy. From select Easter plushies to fun toys they'll love at 20% off. Don't miss out. Make this Easter unforgettable at Target.
The KDKA AccuWeather forecast is brought to you by JP Roofing and Siding, Pittsburgh's #1 Platinum Preferred Roofing Replacement Contractor. Call 412-829-7711.
Today brings a warmer second half of the weekend despite clouds much of the time. Look for a high of 60, then still cloudy for tonight, but not nearly as chilly with the low only dropping to 51. That sets up a warmer day for tomorrow with those clouds yielding a shower or two with a high of 65, then clouds and sun for Tuesday, but even warmer with a high 78. For AccuWeather, I'm LaTroy Thornton, 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
The following is paid for by Dr. Shufo's Weight Loss and Wellness.
These are the people who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
Back with Dr. Bridget Shufo. So what's the call for action today? Why would you be telling people, please, for your own good, don't miss this opportunity? Because we have all sorts of great savings all the time. Timeline, we've been here many times, but what's the real reason people need to act today?
Because it's always going to happen to the other guy. The heart attack's always going to happen to her, not to me. The diabetes and starting to inject yourself with insulin, it's going to happen to you, but not me. I got this under control. So I have 50 pounds to lose. Big deal.
You know what my biggest fear is as far as my age? And you're the former nurse. You also have the bachelor's degree in nursing.
Nurse.
That's right. You could teach it as well, too. Having a stroke.
Yeah. I always say to people, if we could just die when we get sick within 24 hours, that's fine. It's what happens to us. It's when we can't go out walking just to go down the street. It's when we can't do we have to depend upon other people to take care of us.
Get a shower, go to the bathroom, run our sweeper. Listen to me, cut our grass. And the other thing that absolutely frightens me, and I think they're going to find someday that food has something to do with it, is dementia.
Oh, they already do. Sugar. Sugar has to do with dementia. We know that for a fact.
I've cut out all sugar in my life.
So now remember, everybody, what sugars are. Starches. Okay, what does that include? Breads, pastas, noodles, rice, potatoes, cereals, chips, pizza. Does it mean you can't ever have it? No, you can have it. But the key is to get the weight off, then your fat cells are shrunk. Once the fat cells are shrunk, your body becomes more forgiving, and you can have those foods 20% of the time. But you want to eat protein, vegetables, and fruit 80% of the time. And you got to watch the fruit, too, because that's God's sugar.
Yeah,
so 2 to 3 fruits is it.
I kind of stopped that, too, a little, because I was eating a bag of grapes, and that's not a good idea.
Oh, no. I have a wonderful client, Jim, and that's what he did. And
well, you think because it's fruit. But it's moderation. Listen, you'd be better having a little wedge of cheese than eating a bag of grapes.
Here's what you got to do. You got to get your Wikipedia, you got to get your Google out and put portion of grapes and see what that is. And that's a portion, because we've become so supersized in recent times, so supersized that we look at, if we're given a 3-ounce steak with what? That's like a bite. And because we're used to big sizes. You know, a baked potato nowadays feeds 3 to 4 people typically, sometimes even 5 for a portion. If you go to any of the big steakhouses, you get this gigantic potato, and really we should be cutting it in at least half. And that is a portion. Otherwise, we're pretty much eating for 3 to 4 people when we go out. And that's the idea of sharing food. That's the idea of taking food home with you, because our bodies don't need it, and our bodies are not equipped to metabolize all that food in one sitting. So, and here's another pen and paper. Okay. Protein we talk about. And what that is, here's how you know if it's a good protein, since, we talked last week about, they're putting protein in pizza. They're putting protein in chips. They're putting protein in bread. And then we go to it and we say, oh, these chips have 15 grams of protein. They are healthy. No, they aren't. It's just a tool so that the manufacturers and the factories can sell more of those chips. And we don't want to be the misinformed people that go for that. Chips are not good for us on a daily basis. They're just not. So here's the pen and paper thing to write down this formula. You take the amount of protein and you multiply it times 10 for one portion. For one serving size on the bag, on the box, whatever. And then you take the calories that they give you on the bag, the box, whatever, container. And you always want the protein content to be times 10 to be higher than the caloric count.
That shouldn't be too difficult.
No, it isn't. But that's how we can determine if something actually has a good amount of protein in it versus the calories. Okay, you understand how to do that?
I got you.
Okay, so you take let me repeat. You take the protein, let's say it says 6 grams of protein, which brings me to another subject, but 6 grams of protein, you multiply it times 60. Then you look at the caloric count, and it says 160 calories. Well, then obviously it's not really high in protein, is it? Because you got 60 versus 150, 160. Many protein bars. Listen to this one, everybody. Many protein bars are nothing more than candy bars that have a lovely label to it.
I went through that too, phase. Oh, I'll eat 3 of these and I'm fine.
Absolutely. See? That's what I'm talking about.
I was there.
Yeah, except now it's even worse because it's not just protein bars now, it's protein chips, it's protein pretzels, it's protein pasta, it's protein potatoes.
It's Houdini labeling is what it is.
And they are brilliant. The marketeers are brilliant. So please, 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 please know that, everybody, that just because it's labeled correctly or in a fashionable way, they grab us. And don't let yourself be grabbed because it's not what it says it is really. And you need to quit looking at just the nutritional facts on a label and go under to that tiny, tiny print of ingredients and look at the first 5 to 6 ingredients. And if there's things like corn syrup, if there's things like cornstarch, if there's things like with all the labels of different sugars, that's what it's comprised of mainly. And you don't want to go after that because it's not good for us. So the first 5 to 6 ingredients, pretty much what comprises what we're eating. And you don't want to be fooled because of the above, which is much bigger print, nutritional facts. And it might say 0 grams of sugar. But then you look under at the ingredients, and there's everything except the word sugar, but the hidden sugars are right in there in the label. So we're going to be informed on this show today, and that's how two of the things to be informed. Look at the protein count, multiply it times 10. If it's greater than the caloric count, it's a good thing. If it's not, put it back on the shelf.
And it's amazing within a 72-hour period, if you start eating the way you say to eat, your whole body will adapt to it and everything changes.
Usually it happens within the first 72 hours. You start feeling a little bit differently because you're not putting the sugars in your body. After 2 weeks, you say, wow, I didn't know I felt this bad until I felt this good. And you continue in about 3 weeks' time, it's starting to become a good habit of eating in a much healthier way. The other thing is you want to eat protein every 3 to 4 hours. Doesn't matter how much, but you want to eat protein every 3 to 4 hours. Why? Because it takes 3 to 4 hours for protein, meaning the eggs, the skim milk, the almond milk, the fish, the turkey, the chicken, the beef, the pork, the veal. It takes 3 to 4 hours to metabolize those foods. And when those foods are metabolized, the blood sugar levels in our body stay stabilized. When we start going into the 4th and 5th hour, the sugar level dumps. And then what do we get? We get cravings, and we don't crave broccoli. We crave the cookie. We crave the chips. We crave the pretzels. We crave the pizza. We don't crave the broccoli, the cauliflower, the zucchini, the eggplant. No. So every 3 to 4 hours, have some sort of protein. You and I eat shrimp, rotisserie chicken, deviled eggs.
Love it.
And all you need is one. Okay, good. Body's metabolizing something.
And listen, both Doc Shufo and I are single. She lost an incredible husband. And so if you're a couple, this is the best way to do this, having somebody to partner up with, husband, wife, spouse, friend. When you do it as a buddy system, it helps you along the way. Somebody to remind you, or you see somebody eating something that you know you should be eating. That's why if there are people out there right now, especially couples that want to do something for each other, boy, you have just what they need.
Couples are great because you support each other.
Yep.
And what I have found that you start doing little things like, let's take a walk today. It's a beautiful day. You just start doing it. It can be family members. It can be sisters, brothers, friends, spouses, everybody, mothers and daughters, fathers and sons, whatever. We have them all. And what everybody kids me now and says, this isn't a weight loss program. This is weight loss therapy. They said, you should change your sign out front because it's really therapy.
It is, Bridget.
And how many of us need therapy?
Where do I sign up? Here's the other thing. Nobody can live off prepackaged food the rest of their life.
And I know the shots are big, and I have nothing against the shots.
That doesn't last either.
Well, once you quit the shots, 78% chance of gaining the weight back.
Not good.
And that's climbing to 80%. So the shots are great, but you have to learn how to eat within the while you're taking the shots. And I do that. I don't do the shots right now. Offer the shots right now. However, I will help if you're taking the shots. I will, which a few of my people are, but they're also coming to me to learn how to eat. And they're taking supplements. Why are they taking supplements? To get healthier. Because I've the best supplements in the world. They really will help you get healthier, make the weight loss process easier and faster.
And by the way, if you're just tuning in and you heard some of those formulas earlier and you didn't get a chance to hear from the very beginning, go to KDKARadio.com and click on our audio and video segment and our podcasting. And, of course, on demand, you will find this show so you can start and stop as you go along but listening, and you can write some of these formulas down, okay? All right, short break. One more, and she's going to come back and tell you whether it's that Seder millet Passover, obviously delicious, the Easter ham, the candy, the desserts. She's going to tell you how you can maneuver all the way through it because it's weight loss therapy. That's what she does. Dr. Bridget Shufo.
Every Tuesday morning at 7:20, listen for Inside Independence Health, a look at all things healthcare with the experts from Independence Health System. It's brought to you by Independence Health System. Expert care here.
Aetna was there for me as I was going through a rough medical patch this year. I had peace of mind, which helped with my healing.
Those words from a real Aetna Medicare Advantage member speak to why U.S. News & World Report named us a best Medicare Advantage company. Because we show up on calls with members and doctors' offices when requested. We show up with the latest in online tools for easier access to healthcare. We show up for you. Because that's how healthier happens together. Member feedback has been edited for length and clarity.
Suffering from peripheral neuropathy? Learn how over 15,000 sufferers regained their comfort, mobility, and quality of life with Tri-State Neuropathy Center's successful treatment plan that is FDA cleared, non-invasive, and drug-free. Here's Sean Ritchie, DC, and Tri-State's founder about one of their many satisfied patients.
One thing I like about having the most effective treatment protocol on the market for peripheral neuropathy is the stories that we hear. Like Karen from Export. She suffered with neuropathy for 3 years, and it got so bad that she couldn't even wear her normal shoes. In fact, she got rid of them and can only wear Skechers. After going through the program, now she's able to wear any shoes she wants, and she's very disappointed that she got rid of all her other shoes.
Tri-State Neuropathy Centers helped Karen. Let them help you next. Call 724-940-9000 for an initial free consultation. That's 724-940-9000. Tri-State Neuropathy Centers, the leader in treating peripheral neuropathy. Learn more at marydanston.com.
Don't delay in getting that plumbing repair done. Call Palucci Plumbing today for all of your plumbing needs. From trenchless sewer repair and waterline repairs and replacement, hot water tanks, sewer camera inspections, to Pittsburgh potty repairs, no job is too small for Palucci Plumbing. Owners Amy and Nick Palucci have been in business for 26 years, so give them a call for your next plumbing repair or replacement. Palucci Plumbing, 412-782-5050. That's 412-782-5050.
Oh, could this vintage store be any cuter?
Right? And the best part? They accept Discover.
Accept Discover? In a little place like this? I don't think so, Jennifer.
Oh, yeah, huh? Discover's accepted where I like to shop. Come on, baby, get with the times.
Right, so we shouldn't get the parachute pants?
These are making a comeback. I think.
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
One of life's greatest mysteries has finally been solved.
Who let the dogs out? Spruce, spruce, spruce.
It's Spruce, the weed and grass killer that's safe for use around people, pets, and bees. When used as directed, spray the leaves for visible results in just 1 hour and dead weeds in just 1 day. You spray, they play. Spruce, pet friendly, weed deadly. Find wherever weed killers are sold.
SchultzFord.com, 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 SchultzFord.com.
These are the people who make Pittsburgh work. This is Pittsburgh Works on 100.1 FM and AM 1020. KDKA.
All right, buy one product, get the second one 25% off. It's weight loss therapy. She not only helps you lose the weight, she counsels you too. And that's what makes her different from everyone else. So call now, first and last name, working number. She will get back to you. 1-800-900-THIN, 1-800-900-THIN. And here's what she's going to do for you. It's a holiday gift. How to maneuver the upcoming holidays, Passover and Easter, and feel good doing it and not cheating yourself of some of your all-time favorites. Dr. Shufo.
And here's some, I put together some things that clients have told me over time. And I wrote up a paper. One of the things is food is the most abused anxiety drug. Food is the most abused anxiety drug. We eat food for anxiety, but the anxiety only goes higher afterwards because we say, why did I do that? Then we feel like a failure. And when we feel like a failure, we beat ourselves up. I take all whips away. When you come to see me, you're not allowed to bring a whip and you're not allowed to feel guilty. Because if you're going to have that piece of cake, then enjoy it. Enjoy it. That's it. Move on. Here's another number, which you know I say all this all the time, the 3-bite rule. If you want that piece, oh, you're smiling, Rob. If you want that piece of cake, have 3 bites. And not gigantic. I mean regular bites, because I know we can all eat a cake in 3 bites if we try hard enough. So 1 bite, savor it, enjoy it. Say, oh, chocolate cake, you taste delicious. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Eat slowly. 2nd bite. Oh my gosh, this is the best cake I have ever had in my life. Oh, you're the best, you're the best, you're the best. Savor it. Eat slowly. The 3rd bite. Thank you. I'm going to stop now, but you have tasted so good. I'll see you again in the future, but not today. And you enjoy it, you get the taste, because on that 10th bite of cake, are you really tasting it or are you just shoveling it in? That's what you've got to think about. Are you really tasting the 10th piece of cake? I hear some people out there going, yeah, I am. Not really.
No, you're not.
And not what 3 bites. You're getting the taste. You're getting the feeling. You don't feel deprived. You're having a bite with everyone else. That's a big thing that people say about going out. Oh, I didn't want to disappoint the host and not eat it. Believe me, do they really care? They really don't. And if you feel you must have something that they made, have your 3 bites. Have your 3 bites of the pasta. Have your 3 bites of the potato. Have your 3 bites of the desserts. Have your 3 bites of ice cream. And just say, I'm done. That's all I needed right now. Thank you, though. It was delicious. No one's offended. Trust me on this one. No one's offended. Then all of a sudden, what starts to happen? Let me tell you. Your confidence builds. When you weigh less, you naturally exude confidence. You look good. You feel good. What else happens? You can climb the stairs without having to take a break halfway up the stairs. That's a biggie. What else? You can cross your legs with ease. Mm-hmm. Everybody forgets about that one until they're able to do it. And they say, I haven't crossed my legs in years. This is great. Another one is you can wear clothes in regular sizes. You don't have to go to the big girl or big boy store to get clothes or order them online in a 4X, a 5X. You don't have to do that. You can go to just extra large, large, medium.
Let me tell you another thing. You'll take the grandkids and say, step aside and let me in the front row for the family picture and not stand behind everyone else so they just get you from the neck up. Or, this is my all-time favorite, and I used to do it. You sit on a couch at a holiday party, you look for a pillow right away.
To hold.
Yes.
To hide.
Why is that?
Because we're embarrassed. We're ashamed.
And you're not alone, folks.
And believe me, when you come into my office, you don't have to be embarrassed. You don't have to be ashamed, because I take those feelings and we throw them in the garbage can so you don't feel like that ever, ever again. Blood work numbers.
Yep.
Blood work numbers start to become great again. One of the things I want to caution everybody about, because it's not true, your blood work can be normal as if you're in your 20s. You can't use the excuse, well, I'm older, so of course my numbers aren't great. No, your numbers can be great. They can even be better than when you were younger. And you're going to get complimented and you're going to get praised by your doctors and say, whoa, you know what? I don't think you need this high of a dose of the blood pressure pills or the statin drugs for your cholesterol. I'm going to take you down. And then the next visit, 6 months later, 3 months later, the doc says to you, I think we can take you off these blood pressure pills. I think we can take you off the cholesterol meds. This is great. You don't have to take insulin anymore. We'll put you on metformin, and then the next visit, I'm taking you off the metformin. You're doing great. So we weren't designed to be on meds. We weren't designed to be on meds. Food is our medication. Sunshines is our medication. Walking's our medication. We need to go back to basics like that.
All right, we got 1 minute. It's all hers. She's going to give you everything you need to know, but I am telling you from firsthand experience, you don't want to miss this opportunity. She'll be back at the end of April, and just imagine if you call today and get started, when she hits the airwaves on April 26th at 9 a.m., you're going to be down 10, maybe even 15, if not more, pounds. Act today, 1-800-900-THIN. Dr. Shufo.
You can do this, and I will hold your hand the whole way, no matter where you live. Again, my wonderful, fabulous, great friend, Tommy P. in New Jersey.
Tommy.
And yes, you'd love him. And he's doing it. You know, everybody's doing it. It doesn't matter where you are in this world. I can talk to you by phone. I can Zoom you. I can do whatever. But you've got to make the decision to do a commitment to be healthier, to look better, to feel better, to get off meds. You'll feel like $1 million. You really will.
Listen, happy Passover, happy Palm Sunday, happy Easter. You're an incredible human being. You're full of energy. No one has more passion, and the results speak for themselves. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
All right. Good mom, too. Carly, and of course, Max and her grandson and her son-in-law. Great family, making a difference every single day. 1-800-900-THIN, 1-800-900-THIN, 1-800-900-THIN. Buy a product, get the second one 25% off. 1-800-900-THIN.
The proceeding was paid for by Dr. Shufo's Weight Loss and Wellness. Information on the program was intended to solely further the public's general knowledge about the product. Opinions expressed should not be relied upon for any purpose by any member of the audience. News Radio KDKA does not guarantee the accuracy of any of the information heard on the preceding program.
The Village at St. Barnabas, the perfect place for mom.
Brian Schlaba here from the Home Buyers of Pittsburgh. Born and raised right here. Since 2015, we've helped over 1,000 Pittsburgh homeowners sell their houses quickly and without the stress. No repairs, cleanouts, inspections, or appraisals. We give fast and fair cash offers, buy your home as is, and you choose the closing day. Visit homebuyersoftpittsburgh.com or call 412-500-9057. That's 412-500-9057.
Pittsburgh's local trusted homebuyer since 2015.
1 in 4 Americans have a disability. I'm one of them. I'm also a working mom who cares deeply about making sure every child with a disability thrives by getting their access needs met. We've got a trusted ally by our side. Easter Seals provides children and families the foundation for lifelong success through early learning programs, skills training, and prep for college and career. That's my Easter Seals. Make it yours. Join us at easterseals.com.
Are you a parent of a 2 to 8-year-old? Listen closely for an exciting offer, then head to abcmouse.com/radio to learn more. By now, you've probably heard of ABC Mouse.
ABC Mouse is like a little one-on-one teacher. It has helped her so much.
We're offering a promo at abcmouse.com/radio to try it for free for a month, then $14.99 per month until canceled. Go to abcmouse.com/radio to see this offer. That's abcmouse.com/radio. Actual ABC Mouse users compensated for their testimonials, sponsored by Age of Learning.
Shopping for replacement windows? Metropolitan Window Company elevates your shopping experience.
John, Maggie, and Justin Schmutzer here from Metropolitan Window Company, Pittsburgh's locally owned and family-operated window and door company for over 47 years.
When you choose Metropolitan Window Company, you'll experience personalized knowledge, expertise, and professionalism from our first visit to your home until our craftsmen complete your installation.
We're the window company that people want in their homes, and our exclusive Infinity by Marvin 100% fiberglass windows are the windows people love.
They're built for life. They are the strongest, longest lasting windows you can buy.
And we have a great selection of colors and finishes. Experience Metropolitan Window Company. Stop by our showrooms, visit us at metropolitanwindows.com, or give us a call at 412-655-8411.
PA 1565.
News, weather, traffic, and business every day. Hear it on News Radio KDKA. Listen to KDKA Radio on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn apps.
KDKA and KDKA-FM HD2 Pittsburgh. W261AX Pittsburgh.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Aetna Medicare studios.
Proud to be the voice of Pittsburgh. 100.1 FM and AM 1020 KDKA.
It is 43 degrees at Pittsburgh International at 10 o'clock. I'm Rob Taylor. Pittsburgh police investigating two separate shootings on the south side overnight. First shooting happened just after midnight. That shooting happened at the intersection of South 15th Street and Bingham Streets. Police say it was a road rage related shooting. One person was shot. One person was detained by police. No word on the condition of the person who was shot. Now, about 2.5 hours later, 2:30 this morning, Pittsburgh police responded to another shooting scene on the south side, this one on South 18th and East Carthage Street. That's where they found a man shot multiple times. He was transported to the hospital, but later died. No word on any suspect descriptions and no word on what led up to that shooting. Well, thousands of people took part in the No Kings protests in our region Saturday as part of a nationwide day of protest against President Donald Trump and his policies. Largest turnout was in downtown Pittsburgh. Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis spoke at that event.
Donald Trump has promised to lower costs for Americans on day one. We've seen costs increase. He has created chaos and confusion in our country through the deployment of ICE. And every day he considers to continually erodes our democratic values.
Audio courtesy of KDKA TV. Protests also held in Greensburg, Mount Lebanon, Uniontown, and other locations. It was the third nationwide No Kings protest since Trump began his second term as president. Well, one firefighter was injured in a fire in Beaver County Saturday afternoon. That fire happened around 4 o'clock on the 1500 block of 2nd Street in New Brighton. The roof collapsed due to the fire. Firefighter suffered unknown injuries, was taken to the hospital. No word on the firefighter's condition this morning. SWAT situation in Pittsburgh ended peacefully Saturday evening.